people that I can converse with that understands the information, being Durain being one. Now Don
Durain and Zoom.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Hey, he blew my mind too, man.
Yeah, so
I like how he moves, though. I like how he moves.
We had a powerful sit down, man, and that's gonna be. He actually started rolling it out today, so man, I can't wait for.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the resound. He boosted the sound and like how it sounded, but so I got him just send me the neutral sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's gonna be out. It's gonna be right, man. He was powerful, man. I liked it. I like somebody that can understand me too. But I see he's just getting started. You just get started. You about to take flight, man. When people really grasp what you're saying, because not everybody's there, man.
We're gonna break it down tonight because I don't know, man. Somebody needs to hear what we're about to put down tonight. I don't know who it is, but somebody's gonna hear it. Because all right, let's talk. Let's go first into the blessing versus Freestone. No, not blessing versus Freestone. Let's go from before blessings versus Freestone. Let's go to We Hunt versus Ledbetter, because I think that should be. So we talked about Title 4A. We talked about Title 4D. That's foundation. Guys, y'all need to write this stuff down. Title 4A, Title 4D. What is Title 4A? All the grants that they were giving out to the needy families, and then the state says, we cannot be giving away all this money. We need a way to collect it. But because Title 4A is quote unquote under grant because they were giving it to needy families, it's gonna look some type of way for the government to take it back.
Needy public families. Make sure you put public, because anything with public means the government controls.
Gotcha.
Public housing, public assistance.
Gotcha.
Public defender.
So needy public families, right?
There you go.
And then they were like, yo, we're giving out millions, if not billions. We need a way to recoup it. So who are we going to take it from? It got to come from somewhere. It has to come from somewhere. And this is what a lot of people are failing to comprehend. Child support has to come from somewhere. Somebody needs to be left holding the tab. The question is who? Well, all of these men went to war. All of these men are back. Quote unquote, they're not taking care of their kids. So how about we go after the men? The men we know build everything. The men has to be employed. Women don't have to be employed, but men have to be employed. Men are the leaders of their house, their household, right? So they're the breadwinners. They're the ones having 2 to 3 jobs. Not saying women are not doing it, but they're the ones. So why not go after the provider? Because if we have the families, who's on the Title 4A? The moms. It's rare that you find men on Title 4A support. It's absolutely rare.
Yeah.
If I'm lying, somebody call me a cat.
No, it's rare.
So who do we go after? We go after the providers. And we use legalese. So there's a term called double language, right? And double language is when you say something, but it means something else. But other people that hear it interpret it how they want to interpret it. Like, for instance, if I say the word person, what does the word person mean? 90% of people on here is going to say, oh, it's an individual. You're part correct.
Both of them.
Right.
Correct. But the word person also means a corporation, a government entity, a trust, a partnership. Right? Subdivisions. So when people assume that a word means something, just like the word credit bureau, people think it's a real word and that word exists when it does not. So
whoa. We can't just breeze past that.
Hey, no, and before y'all state that, I'm gonna give you the word person. You can find that under 28 U.S.C. 3002 subsection 10.
You want to read what it says?
Everything you basically stated. Person includes a natural person, including an individual Indian, a corporation, a partnership, an unincorporated association, a trust, or an estate, or any other public or private entity, including the state or local government or an Indian tribe. All
right. Hold on, Don. Shout out to Family Man Clothing. They bought a badge. They're supporting us. Shout out to you, Family Man Clothing.
We appreciate that, man.
Most definitely. So if everyone is left to their own interpretation of the law, it means now that we have the upper hand. We know what the law meant. We wrote the law. So now people, we're gonna categorize them now. Custodial, non-custodian. Well, who does the child? So come on. So there's a word I heard in the military. It says mother's child. Mother's child.
My mother's baby.
Yes. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. And it never made sense to me at first. Say again?
I heard that in the hood.
They talk about it in the military. Mother's baby, father maybe. I'm like, I didn't get it. So now
these are the stats. So look, you said that there are more women than men receiving 4D services.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
4D and 4A.
Yes. I mean, 4A services. Sorry, 4A services. But I already have it up on my computer. I was trying to get my son to bring my computer. That's why I just went up to get it myself.
Lionel, hold on one more time. We got somebody else. Well, we got people buying badges. Shout out to Dr. Don in the house. We got Artistic Genius 64 buying a badge. All right, let's go. Let's go, Lionel. They want this sauce, bro.
If you go to the Department of Health and Human Work, the Department of Health and Human Services website, Department of Health and Human Services.gov, it says sex of custodial parents. Receiving services. Females, 91% to 9%. So 91% that are receiving Title 4A is 91% to 9%. Now, if non-4D services, I told you there was two, is 62% to 38%. 62% female, 38% male. I'm gonna just turn this around. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says it right here on the website. This right here. So we ain't just up here just talking and saying things. It's right. Everything is Googleable.
Yeah, but it's in there.
You gotta do your research.
And I also want to bring something up. So you have to be in a certain jurisdiction because in order to get outside the codes and statutes, as far as the state codes and statutes go, because that's what they're using with child support, correct? So, so in order to bring up case law, because he uses case law, you have to be outside the jurisdiction to do that, because all they go off is codes and statutes. I just want to bring that up. So in the private, as trustees, we always use case law. You know, and I brought one up to him. It's Trinzi versus Pegliaro.
I know that one. I know that one.
You do know that one? Tell us about. I'll put it in the chat.
Tregley versus Pegliaro. I think Lionel, somebody put me on to it, right?
So listen, I'll tell you what I got put up. So my main thing, there's a lot behind it, but an attorney for the plaintiff cannot admit evidence into the court. He is either an attorney or a witness.
So let's talk about Trinzi.
Say that again.
So an attorney is either an attorney or a witness. An attorney for the plaintiff cannot admit evidence into the court. He is either an attorney or a witness.
He's either an attorney or a witness. Now, here's the thing. This is something I was talking about the other day. How can the state be the prosecutor and the victim?
That's it.
And the victim.
It's a game.
How can you be the prosecutor and the victim? What do you mean by that, TJ? So the county represents the state. The child support attorney is from the state prosecution's office, and they're representing the state, and they're coming after you for 4D services, which they are saying that we gave out money and we're recouping the money from Title 4A. So you're saying you're the victim, yet you are the prosecution, and you're incentivized under 42 U.S.C. 658A to receive a bonus to find me guilty in your own state hearing.
Wow. Get a bonus, huh? So listen. So this is all you have to do is think about this. Your name is a business, and this is called government contracting. You say you understand your charge and things like that. Anytime you said you had to volunteer, it's government contracts. There's a lot on the private side that we could go into, but I'm not gonna get deep. But these should be raising red flags right there.
All right.
Everybody should be like, something's not right.
Don, you brought up a really good case law. So Lionel, I'm going to take the We Hunt versus Ledbetter, and you can do the Blessing versus Freestone. We're breaking down 3 case law tonight. So Don, you just wrote down the Trigley versus Pagliaro. I'm going to go to the We Hunt versus Ledbetter.
Okay.
All right. So in We Hunt versus Ledbetter, we're going to go to 1565. Where are you? 1565. All right. Great. If you've never listened to anything since we started, you probably want to take a pen now, because I took my shot and I can feel it coursing through my veins. So it's about to be on. So for all the naysayers out there in the universe, in the internet land, that's thinking that child support was created for the custodial parent or to benefit the child, I'm going to expose to you the real reason why Title 4D was created. So you might want to get your pen. The case law that I'm using is We Hunt versus Ledbetter, right? Don just gave y'all Triglio versus what's his name again? Pagliaro. Yep. And I'm about to break down We Hunt versus Ledbetter. Just a tiny bit of it. Title 4D does not, I repeat, Title 4D does not, and when I say Title 4D, it's child support, right? Title 4D does not create any enforceable right. Guys, this is a listen. Title 4D does not create any enforceable right. Right? It was not enacted for the special benefit of AFDC families, meaning the custodial parent or the child or whoever, it was not created for you. You're just a byproduct of the reason why child support was created. It was not for you. So if you think that because you're an AFDC family, child support was created for you, in this case law, they're letting you know we did not create child support for you. All right? So I'm making it clear. A Title 4D program operates under a separate legislative and regulatory framework than that of Title 4A program. Title 4A gives the grant. They needed a separate program to recollect all those monies that they're giving out. And there comes, Title 4D. But Title 4D doesn't sound sexy. It does not. So they call it child support. Right? So, Don got it now. Right? So, Title 4A provides funds from the public treasury to support children in need. The program that supports the child and the custodial parent is Title 4A. Write this down. Title 4A supports the custodial parent and the child, not Title 4D. I hope you guys are paying attention.
Wow,
we're gonna get down back in class. So Title 4A provides funds for the public treasury to support children in need. Title 4D, guys, write this down. Title 4D seeks to recover those funds and restore the treasury balance by enforcement of support obligations owned by the absent parents of these children.
Save this line. Wow.
Absent. Now, when you
I love how you broke that down, homie. That is game right there. He's giving this thing out free. Listen, knock around, just learn something. Because I move in the business aspect. That's exactly how I move. I was not studying that. I feel shame on me.
Hey, we were just talking about this the other day. We still students of the game. We're still like,
hey man, that is game right there.
That's why it's the Avengers. I don't expect Don to know everything. Right there. I don't expect TJ to know everything. But you see, when we come together, this is what happens when great people come together.
Wow, that gave me chills. He That gave me chills. I understood every word he just stated. And I hope y'all did too.
Got one credit guy up in here. Yes, sir. Now look, when you say absent, break down absent, how many fathers and some mothers who are not are considered the non-custodial parent are fighting for joint physical custody, who have receipts of them supporting their children. But you're absent. To be absent means to not be present.
Not be present, because I mean, I got a high school diploma, but I'm quite sure, I'm not as astute as Don with a doctorate, but absent means not present.
Wow.
So if the father or the mother is present, how are they being in chains for child support? How is their driver's license being revoked? How is your passport being confiscated?
I get that part. So when you have the public entities represent you, you're dead in the law's eyes.
You're making a general point.
A corporation is a corpse. Corpse means Asian means bringing the life from motion. So you're bringing a dead corpse to life. So you're stepping in as a dead beneficiary. You're lost at sea. That's what the birth certificate means. Everybody's considered dead. That's why they call it the land of the walking dead. So you have to declare a nationality or something like that. When you're white or black, I know scientifically black means death. Black is an adjective. You have a black hoodie on, right? Hoodie is the noun. Black is the adjective. So when you say you're black, that's when the franchise works as well. And when you're under these franchise words, it's called Black's Law Dictionary. This is magic and spells for the dead.
I have one. I have one of the first edition too. I'm so proud of it. I paid $600 for that dictionary.
Wow.
Yeah, I have the first copy.
Every judge has one behind the podium. A lot of people don't know that.
Man, yes, sir.
But I didn't want to get too deep. I didn't know how deep.
No, but TJ is going to pick up Blessings versus Freestone. But I just wanted to give a perspective, because most people think that they're entitled to child support. Child support was created for the child and for needy families. And someone says, I need virtual tickets. If you need virtual tickets, comment the word virtual. For those of you that cannot make it to Atlanta, we even got sidetracked. Guys, the Credit Summit is in Atlanta, Georgia. It is going down October 11 through 13. For those of you that can make it to Atlanta, guys, make it to Atlanta. Don, there's a special session that I'm going to have where me and you, it's going to be called Forbidden Credit. It has not been released anywhere yet. I just wrote a book on it. And I would like to do that section podcast style with you.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think you're the perfect person to do that session with.
I'm with you.
So yeah, the Credit Summit, guys, it goes down in Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you that have not gotten your tickets yet, comment the word summit. For those of you that cannot join, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let him know. He lives in Atlanta. Artistic James lives in Atlanta.
Oh, that's even perfect. And for those of you that cannot make it to Atlanta, we still have you in mind. There's only 100 seats for virtual. Just comment the word virtual. So if you can't make it to Atlanta in person, you can get virtual. So just comment the word virtual if you're going to be joining us virtual, or if you're going to get your tickets to be in the house, comment the word summit. So yeah, like I was saying before we go over to TJ, the We Hunt versus Ledbetter gives you the foundation of the creation of Title 4D. We Hunt versus Ledbetter gave you the foundation on why Title 4D was created, who they seek to recoup these funds from, and who this title is supposed to benefit. And it says it in there. It's a case law, guys. It's a case law. So how can we build on this now with Blessings versus Freestone Lionel?
So I kind of broke it down earlier, but we got the Don in here, so we're gonna bust it down again. So Blessing versus Freestone. I'm gonna make it real quick and simple. Blessing versus Freestone. There's a Supreme Court case law. 5 women from Arizona. They were receiving Title 4A government assistance. The Rangers broke down Title 4A and We Hunt versus Ledbetter. They were receiving Title 4A assistance, but when they were getting their child support checks, the money was short. So they started asking child support services, hey, where is the money that, why are y'all keeping all of the money? And child support said, no, that's not your money. That's our money. So they got together, they took child support to court. They sued them. I said, man, they taking all of our money. And in that case, something happened. In order for them to keep the money and to keep everybody at bay, they had to tell on themselves. In Blessing versus Freestone, Child Support Services said in a Supreme Court case, said, that is not your money. That's our money. They said, in fact, child support was never intended to benefit the child nor the custodial parent. It was intended to benefit the state, to recoup the funds from Title 4A of the 1935 Social Security Act. And it also says in Blessing versus Freestone that there is no right to child support services.
No right.
There is no right. You have no right to child support services. So this is a Supreme Court case. Well, I've seen Don put it in there, Blessing versus Freestone. Just, and I'll give you a quick example on how I use that against them in my hearing. So when my case was dismissed, they said, well, we didn't just receive all of the money. She received some of the money too. So it's not in the best interest of the child to make her repay back 22 years of funds that she received. Objection. What do you mean it's not in the best interest of the child? Remember in Blessing versus Freestone when you told those 5 women from Arizona that child support was not intended to benefit the child, it was intended to benefit the state? So you can't use it in the best interest of the child because you told on yourself and said that it was never intended to benefit the child, it was intended to benefit the state.
Another key word you said is interest, and you use interest when you get credit.
Woof.
I just want to put it out there. Everything's on full faith and credit.
Come on now.
But I can throw y'all, because I did see someone, how do you apply this to court? Did y'all see people asking that?
Yeah, but you see, because we're not attorneys and we can't give legal advice,
we can't give a legal advice.
So that's something that they're gonna have to come to the Credit Summit to get. Have a one-on-one consultation with Lionel so he can show them his resources and point them in the right direction. But we're not attorneys. We can't give legal advice.
I was just wanting to give a quick breakdown of something. That's just, hey, if you know how to use holding companies and private entities correctly, hey, shout out to my trustee Fresco. But if you know how to do these things correctly, you can implement case law correctly. That's it. You gotta learn how to operate and stand on your own square. Like if you don't know, like obviously when you hear them, you can tell they study.
Hey, I mean, when your back is up against the wall, either you're gonna fold or come out swinging.
Right, that's facts. And that's how I learned. My back was against the wall, But one key word y'all can start to look up in Google is sui juris.
Is what?
Sui juris. I like how TJ he does the objections. If y'all listen to him, he says he objects. And that's something that's major.
Right. So before I go into objections, can you please just tap on the sui juris real quick for the people?
All right, with me, so it might mean something different to everybody. So that when you're under their general appearance, you're going to be pro se. And when you break it down, they got the pro secutor. So that's part of all their jurisdiction. Sui juris is your right to contract. You have your right mind. You're over the age of majority. Okay.
So it's real simple and sweet. So, and the reason why I was an oblivious objector in my hearing, because of in these hearings, they work under presumption. So what presumption means, if we presume that this is true and correct until you provide evidence or object and say that it's not. So if you don't object to something that you don't agree to, they presume that you agree, and it is now therefore true and correct.
Hey, he called.
Man. Right.
So I'm guilty.
It's all
I'm guilty. I have to prove that I'm innocent.
Oh yeah, that's innocent until proven guilty. That's in the judicial process.
I was about to say, shouldn't it be I'm innocent until proven guilty?
Well, yeah, in a judicial process.
I don't play those. That's all administration. Everything's administration. So you know you want to plead guilty to the facts, not the crime, because there's a fact can't enter a courtroom. Like you said, it's assumptions or presumptions. So when you stick to the facts, the case gets thrown out.
And that's why I said I only dealt with facts and the evidence. That's it. I didn't go into. I didn't even have. Imagine this. Here I am representing myself in a 2-year child support hearing where they only talk about money. I didn't allow them to talk about money in the entire case because I was only talking about the evidence on them messing up on their own procedures when they established the case. And when they brought up money one time and it was close to the end of year 2, I objected to it and said that it was hearsay. They said that I made voluntary payments. Objection, those payments were not made voluntary. They were made under duress. There was license suspension, passport, income withholding, liens on my name, put it on my credit report. That's
credit report. We were going there next.
Yeah, that's not voluntary.
Dwayne, you know the community that I'm in, the private community I'm in, they always talk about the government doing fraud and things like that, right? He's the only man I know that got the receipts.
It literally says on that it was my case was dismissed for extrinsic fraud. It literally says
this is fraud. They admitted that they committed extrinsic fraud. That's powerful. Who can get the government entities to do extensive fraud? And I want to throw another case law out there. Well, it's a doctrine, the Rooker-Feldman doctrine. Everybody looks at the Rooker-Feldman doctrine. If you understand that these child support agencies are getting federal funding, getting funding from the feds. So, what the Rooker-Feldman doctrine states is that state agencies and lower level courts cannot, or there has to be their own federal investigation for them to take you into a court. You know, they can't use evidence from each other, if that makes sense. So the state can't get evidence from the feds, and the feds can't get evidence from the state to charge you with anything or enforce anything upon you. That's the Rooker-Feldman doctrine. I'll get it for you.
Yeah. Text that one to me. That sounds lit.
Yeah. So how I learned it, I was helping people with gun cases. I ain't gonna get too deep, but you know, to have the state or the feds pick it up, you know, they can't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah.
Yeah. I just want to throw it out there. I've used it in child support too.
Yeah.
So
you got to be at the credit summit. You got to be at the credit.
Yeah, some things you got to learn at the credit summit.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be.
I can't wait. I'm happy that I'm invited. I'm gonna be grateful to be there.
Yeah.
So
you got to come to the credit summit.
Lionel, let's talk about a letter from TransUnion, right?
Okay.
Let's talk about a letter that TransUnion sent. And before I even go there, guys, there's 85 on here between Instagram and YouTube. We have about 120 people. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you have child support on your credit? Before I start the next section, how many people in here right now at this particular time have child support on their credit?
If you do, put a 1 in the chat. Family Man Clothing said
me. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
One. We got him. Somebody just paid it off. Congratulations.
Wow.
Got a one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me find something. Let me find something real quick.
Are they ready for this game?
I don't think they're ready for it.
Yeah. Y'all better get ready. Y'all got your pens ready?
That one, they have it, they closed it.
Hey, yeah.
All right.
They in the building.
Yeah.
You got the right crowd, Dwayne.
All right. How many of you know? How many of you know that? And I want to shout out to my brother Lionel for blessing me with some information that I have used, and this has become the number one child support deletion letter in my arsenal.
Let's go.
So shout out to my brother, and this is what happens when you have great people in your circle. So Lionel shared a document with me, and I read the document. And when you change the things you look at, the things you look at also change. So where some people see words, I see something completely different. I saw dispute letters jumping out at me, right? So I made a dispute letter. And it is the number one child support deletion letter I've ever made. It can be used for eviction, it can be used for liens, it can be used for tickets. It's the strongest child support letter I have. So shout out to you, TJ. Now, most of you that commented that you have child support on your credit report, what if I told you that it was actually illegal? Like illegal, and I have an accent. So some of you might be saying, Darren is saying legal. So I'm going to ask somebody that doesn't have an accent, like Don. Don, can you pronounce the word illegal for me?
Illegal.
All right. What he said.
Child support is illegal.
That's what he said, right? So that part. It's not supposed to be on your credit. Child support is not supposed to be on your credit. I'm going to say this again. If you have child support on your credit, you have an inaccurate account on your credit report. Inaccurate information on your consumer report has to be deleted. Yep. April Jones said it. Illegal. I have an accent. Sometimes people be saying, Daraine, I don't get what you're saying. I know. I'm Jamaican, baby.
Yo, that just makes sense because I help people with bankruptcies.
It has to be.
It's the same thing because they can't report the court. The court stuff.
So that's one part. Go ahead, Lionel. Go ahead.
And what I want to say, because I always like to give credit where credit is due. Once I met Daraine and I'm speaking with him, and I said, this brother is a powerful brother. And we start talking. We even got into that child support isn't a debt. And I said, well, Daraine, I already know, but we can get into that. So we broke it down and we got into the credit process. But there's an instrument, and I always got to give credit because my guy, one credit guy, he was the person that found this document.
Really? Okay, I saw him in the chat, but I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was. Okay.
That's my guy. That's my guy. We've been friends since junior high school.
Oh, I didn't know. One credit guy. Let's go, bro. I didn't know who you were. Now I know who you are. So you're a family now. Oh, let me find him.
He was the person who actually found this document. And when he showed it to me, I said, whoa, this is unbelievable.
I think we got him in the house. One credit guy. What's up?
What's up? How y'all fellas doing?
I didn't know you were family, bro. Now I know you're family. So you're locked in.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So when he showed me this document, now again, he was the person who, before my case got dismissed in 2018, he removed child support from my credit report. I want to say like 2012.
So wait, y'all grew up together?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Since junior high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about having great people in your corner.
So he was the person who found that instrument, and when he showed it to me, I said, "Man, this is powerful right here." Because and when you look at the actual source of where it comes from, when you look at the letterhead, it don't get no greater than that. So if you have someone like a credit agency, one of the big threes, sending a notice to this agency saying, hey, you cannot report this to us because it is unlawful pursuant to X, Y, and Z. It don't get no greater than that.
It does not.
I mean, he can explain it more but I'm just saying, it is what it is.
One of my strategies of R&D, of research, is always one or two ways. I either backlink, right? I either check their back sites, all through their policies, how they build the site, or I go directly to the library, right? And I pull up some information. But again, TransUnion has removed this letter. They have removed it off their site. Because once we identify, because you have to understand, these people have to publish this information, right? But they don't publish it. They don't publish it on the first Google page, second Google page, not even probably the first 10. Back in the day, when we first, I'm talking about everybody on the call, when we used to Google back in the day, we would take our time to Google and go to the second page, the third page, the fourth page. Well, these days we don't do that.
Ain't nobody go nothing to the second page, bro.
Exactly. So most of these backlinks are published. It's the same thing when I deal with the banks. I go into a bank, they say, hey, we can't open this particular account. Yes, you can. Here's your document. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are just not familiar with the information because they don't go too far. It's a surface type of situation. It's presumption, assumption. But yeah, when I identify that actual document, I had to make a copy. I had to make sure that I keep this because I was pretty sure they was going to remove it.
Of course.
Same thing in a situation where they removed a link off of the website of child support because TJ had discovered a particular language that was on there.
Yeah.
So, so they're watching you. They're watching you. They're watching you. They're watching us. Okay.
And they make an update.
And they make an update. So we have to be careful what we put out here for free.
Absolutely.
Respectfully. Right? Public, private. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good to do these more community group meetings to teach our people, to teach our community, and then give those documents out during that time. But when we do it on a public
we ain't giving it out.
We don't know.
We can't give it. We don't know who's in the chats. We don't know.
And let's bring it all back around. And that's why there's no reason that you should not be at the credit summit.
Absolutely.
Physically there, literally in the building in Atlanta this weekend through the 11th through the 13th. Or if you can be there, comment summit in the comments, and there'll be a link sent to your DM. If you can't make it to Atlanta this weekend, comment virtual, and you'll be able to watch it virtually. And you'll be able to, like he said, in this community, to where you'll be able to obtain the information that we're going to be providing this week in Atlanta at the Credit Summit.
And for everybody that comes to the Credit Summit and you have child support on your credit, I'll make this letter free for y'all, but you have to be in the building to get it. I was blessed with the information. TJ was blessed with it. So shout out to the main source, One Credit Guy. And I believe that education will set our people free. My people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge, lack of information. And when my people get knowledge, they reject it. Now, if that's true, the opposite also must be true. If my people are educated, my people will not be destroyed. So how do we as a nation, how do we as individuals, how do we as leaders of the next generation, how can we make a difference to people in not only in their financial life, because your finances affect your personal life. Financial stress leads to depression. It leads to divorce. It leads to marital instability. It leads to child support. It leads to a lot of things. So if we can fix our own problems. We do not need somebody else to come and save us. We don't. We can fix our own problems. And if One Credit Guy was stingy with information, if Lionel was stingy with information, guess what? This live wouldn't be happening right now, and y'all wouldn't be getting blessed right now.
That's a fact. And that's a fact. Because, man, what you see right here is 4 different individuals on 4 different paths that is high-level education to where you have to, the information of where I don't have the information, it's made available to you.
It is.
It's made available to you. So everyone know the saying, I can lead you to the water, but I can't
force you to drink it.
It's right here. is right here to where you have Durain, the consumer law expert. You got Don, the private, everything private. You got One Credit Guy, credit, private. Don, you and One Credit Guy, y'all need to link up because y'all been on the same. He been on what you've been on for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a while too.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up, wait a minute, hold up.
Mine started with child support. I promise.
Hey, mine started with child support also.
That's crazy. I learned the independent contracting, make my name a business, and my life changed.
Yeah, like and a lot of the things that we
I rock like the Amish rock.
I'm telling you, Don, everything that you were speaking on privately and the things that you showed to me, he's been on that same path.
Oh, no doubt, man. That's how y'all still connected, man. That's magic.
Yeah. So y'all,
Okay, there we go.
What I got in my library? What do I got in my library?
I appreciate that.
What I got in my library? Come on. Come on.
Go get this one for beginners. If y'all just learning, go get this one. Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Come on. What I got in my library?
My man Child Support is Fried got a book too.
Oh yeah.
But so listen, I got books. So if you come to the credit summit, I'm gonna hand some out.
So that would be a part of, so we have that in the meet and greet section where Lionel, I know you're lining up some books. I'm going to be bringing some books. Don, if you can bring some books, that would be great.
I got you. I'm going to donate them to whatever you want to do.
Let's go. We're going to do it at we're going to have a session, the meet and greet session for our VVIP ticket holders. So the VVIP ticket holders, they'll be getting my book, Lionel, one of yours, Don. They'll be getting all these books for free. And they'll be getting them signed. I'm printing about 75 books to bring.
All right. I got like 30 or 40 on here right now. I go back.
No, that's a good amount. That's a good amount. Lionel, how many ever you can bring to the cause, you can get it, bring it. One Credit Guy, you have any of your books?
Yeah, I got ebooks. That's on my site. How I remove child support legally off my credit. So that's on onecreditguy.com. Grab it there. You know what I'm saying?
OneCreditGuy.com, guys. Remember, OneCreditGuy.com.
Yeah, and what I love about this, right? Y'all brothers are some very there you go. Right,
let's go.
You guys are very powerful, right? This platform right here, just three guys, just four guys, including myself, but this is very powerful, and I believe that this is a beginning of something new, right? Going into 2025. This right here, what I see, everybody on this platform right here, right? Information is key. Knowledge is powerful. And what we need to learn how to do is consume this information, process it properly, so that way we can have the confidence to apply it. Because everything that I deal with and you deal with and we deal with is contracts. We don't even operate properly, normally like normal people. Everything we do, we looking at shit. You know what I mean? We process things differently now. So by us giving this information out to the people, to our community, is something that I feel that God called. This is our calling, man. Because I would have never seen, especially my brother TJ. Like we know, we come up together. Literally, this is a 360. This is a 180. This is something totally different than what our backgrounds are. You know what I'm saying? I believe that our gift was to give our experiences and our knowledge to the community. And even if it helps one person, that's all that matters to me. You know what I mean? Because if you've ever been through child support, like I have, like Don has, like TJ has, that shit is the worst thing that you can go through, because it is damaging you mentally, physically, spiritually. You disconnect from your family. You go through depression. You go through PTSD, and you have to find other ways to survive. That's how relentless this system is. And so TJ didn't stop until we was able to get better results than we had before. And we talk to each other every single day.
So
it didn't even matter.
So the big dog Tyrese just joined.
I was about to say, I thought I saw Tyrese just now.
He just joined in.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll let y'all add. I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna let y'all continue to connect. Make sure y'all save this, man.
All right, thank you, Don. Let me get Tyrese on here and see what's, because we got some information for you, Tyrese. We got some information for you. All right, Don. I'll send you all the information, Don. Let's get Tyrese on it because you need to know some stuff, brother. We got some stuff for you, bro. We got some stuff for you.
Shout out to Tyrese, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Tyrese in the building, man. Guys, the Credit Summit, it's going down next weekend, October 11th through 13, Atlanta, Georgia. Tyrese, King, what's going on? Yo, we got some information for you, bro. We got some information for you, Tyrese. So I hope you're ready.
Man, it is what it is.
We got some information for you, King.
The big dog just entered the room.
Let's go. Let's go.
First and foremost, how was the concert last night? Let's just get that out the way real quick. TGT, how was the concert real quick?
Oh, it was crazy. I still ain't got my voice back.
Oh my God.
I was running the paint. It was real.
Man. So look, man,
I just
got the
man, I've been checking out the dialogue, the conversation. You got me over there pulling out my pen and paper over here with all of these with all of these what do you call it? The legal, you know,
the legalese.
Case law.
We're gonna break it down for you. We're gonna break it down for you. I'm not sure how much of the conversation you caught in the beginning, but we're gonna break it back down because we got a lot more people on here. So there's a lot that's going on with child support that a lot of people don't know, Tyrese. A lot, right? We're gonna start with a case law called We Hunt versus Ledbetter, right? Now, most people aren't familiar with Title 4A and what Title 4A is, and then what Title 4D is. So way back in the 1935, I'm gonna have Lionel give us the history on the 1935, and I'll go into Title 4A.
For sure. So most in child support is a marketing strategy for Title 4D. But to understand Title 4D, we have to understand Title 4A. Title 4A is the government assistance program from the 1935 Social Security Act. In 1935, they started the ADC, Aid for Dependent Children. In 1962, there was an amendment, AFDC, Aid for Families with Dependent Children, to broaden the program. In 1935, it was around the Great Depression. Men went to war, and women really couldn't support themselves in 1935. So if a man left his woman in 1935, he would have considered to be abandoning his family. So they did another amendment in 1975, which is Title 4D, aka
child support,
to now go after the non-custodial parent to now recoup the funds from Title 4A, which is a block grant. If you go on the Department of Health and Human Services website today, it says that Title 4A is a block grant. What is a grant? A grant is a gift. A gift is something that's given without any counterbalancing payment, yet you are forcing someone to repay back money that was given out as a grant, as a gift. So that is the history of Title 4A and Title 4D, aka child support services. And now we can go into the actual case law to break down Title 4D, aka child support.
All right, so thank you, Lionel. So when Title 4A was giving out all this money, they could not collect it back under Title 4A. So they had to create a separate program, Title 4D. But the word Title 4D was not sexy enough. Nobody who wants to talk about Title 4D. So they came up with the word child support, the same way they had us believing that credit bureaus is a real thing. So we're talking about masters of words. So they use one word. It's called double language. They use one thing to disguise another. So when now we have this Title 4D, there was a case law called We Hunt versus Ledbetter. And I want you to brother, if you've never heard anything I've said, I know I got an accent, I'm Jamaican, but I want you to hear everything I'm about to say. This is a case law called We Hunt versus Ledbetter. And in this case law, it has come to pass. Title 4D does not create enforceable right. There is no right under child support. No one has a right to child support. It was not enacted for the special benefit of AFDC families. That's the families that we just spoke about. That Title 4A supports AFDC families, not Title 4D. Right? So a Title 4D program operates under a separate legislative and regulatory framework than that of Title 4A. Just like I said, they could not collect the grant, the money that they were giving out under grants. They couldn't collect it under Title 4A. They had to create a separate law, a separate section, Title 4D, to collect those funds. So Title 4A provides funds for the public treasurer to support children in need. So children that are in need are supposed to be taken care of under Title 4A. That was the purpose of Title 4A, right? So as we go a little bit deeper, it's going to say Title 4D seeks, and the word seeks, Title 4D seeks to recover those funds and restore the treasury balance by enforcement of child support obligations owed by the absent, keyword, absent parents of those children.
Right. So and that's a key word, because when you say absent, how many, we can take someone, because it's public, Tyrese fighting for custody in his custody battle through his public situation. Absent. They're saying that they're coming after you. In order for child support services to come after, you have to be absent. What does it mean to be absent? That means to not be
present.
That's
You're present. This is why we say child support is fraud. There's a lot of fraud going on in child support. Not to mention the fact that child support, and Lionel, he breaks this down way better than I do. Child support operates under legislative, judicial, and executive. It's the only institution that uses the three branches of government that violates the separation of powers.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, they taught us this in school, that there's three branches.
Hold on, Lionel. Hold on, Lionel.
So I just woke up, right? And then y'all go, y'all can see that my face still looks half asleep. But here's the thing. How many people are on this live right now? Because my thing is not updating.
So it's fluctuating between 650 and about 1,000. It goes up, it goes down.
All right. So one of the things that I feel like is important, because you got to understand your audience always. Nobody on this live is a deadbeat. Nobody live is not a committed father. Nobody being on this live right now, if anybody is triggered or feel a way about the actual dialogue that you're listening in on, we just want you to know that it's actually legal to have a driver's license, but it's not illegal to be pulled. It's legal to operate a vehicle, and it's legal to drive a vehicle. And it's not okay to be pulled over for a bunch of things and being accused of doing something illegal while you're operating your car legally. So you're a father when you're present, when you're involved, when you love your son, your daughter, or children. And yet you're a father that feels like, how is it that I matter on the levels that I matter on all across the board as a man and father, whether I'm still with my wife or the mother of my child, whether I'm engaged, soon to be married, whatever the case may be. Why am I so loved and beloved? Why am I so respected until I step foot in the courtroom?
I have an answer for that.
I got an answer.
Adore me, appreciate me. You see that I'm an alpha. I'm a provider. You know I go above and beyond every day to put it all on the line. But the moment that I step in that courtroom, in the family law court system, there seems to be a preset menu, and the first line item on the menu. This is a preset menu. That means that if it's preset, this was already determined before I get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm going to get all the way down to the basics. I want to make sure I invite people into the conversation, because the moment I got on live, y'all went, wow. Oh no. Yeah, I like to bring everything down and simplify. I'm a communicator. I like to get into, you know what, it does not matter how long I've been acting. There's people who want to act that don't even understand the gateway into understand what it is that I do. You guys have been doing this. You guys have been blessing so many people that have experienced the things that this brother down to the left has said: stress, depression, anxiety, suicidal attempts on their own life, just trying to figure out, how do I work at Subway? How am I a thousandaire? How am I a millionaire? And how is it that I can't afford proper representation and I'm getting my ass caved in, in the court? And yet I'm also looking at a multi-millionaire, celebrity, high net worth individual that afford proper representation that's also getting his head kicked in. So what the fuck is it? Why is it that you have never seen women with picket signs boycotting in front of a family law court system? When they feel compromised and they feel like their legal rights, their legal actual rights are being compromised. Like, you're telling me that I can't have an abortion? You're telling me that I can't this? You're telling me that I'm the most capable person to get this job and I can't get this job? Women will go above and beyond to picket sign and use their voices and their community out passionately about the things that's not working in their favor. But they never, ever are in front of a courthouse for the family law court system, because things tend to work in their favor. Because preset menu, when you're born a man. See, the transgenders that want to be women that become men, they're not interested in being a transgender when they realize that if you're going to swap out your vagina for a penis and you go to the courthouse and you're now a man, you understand what the fuck happens when you say, I identify with being a man, and now you got to deal with the reality that happens to a man and a father at the courthouse. First line item on the menu, the preset menu in the courthouse says, fuck you, fathers, you were born a man. So I have a case law in the context of what we're talking about. It goes like this. And you go ahead, my brother.
So look, when you say there's a preset menu, it don't. I don't know if you. I'm sure. I'm gonna just presume that no one knows this. There's a United States code. It's 42 U.S.C. That's United States Code 658A as in Apple. Incentive payments to states. So when you're saying you got,
hold on. Please, everyone, do me a favor, especially all of the men. Please do me a favor. You may not be going through anything right now. You may not have ever went through anything. I want you to use this moment. You know, they like, oh man, that brother dropping some Jews. Pick them up, motherfucker. We're not drop the Jews and dropping gems, and then you just gonna listen to it and give us a hallelujah and not use it. We're free game because we want you to apply it to your life. And even if you write it down while you're on your phone and your iPhone, go to your notes section and start writing down some of this case law. Because if you're not going through any, or you're on your way to something, a divorce, a separation, you're about to go to court, you never know what you're about to. These gems are real gems that take these brothers years to hold information. And instead of being like every other selfish man to say, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna look out for myself, I got me. They going up on IG Live, putting you up on free game. So write this shit down and put it in your phone, because you never know when and how you're going to be able to bless somebody who's going through something right now that you're not going through, or you never know what you. I woke up to a random divorce, and I'm in the middle of some shit that's so crazy. Never thought I would not be married for the rest of my life. And they hit me for $1.2 million in legal fees with a agreement in place right now. So please write this case law. Write this stuff down, guys. Write it down. Don't just listen to what we say. We don't need your hallelujah. We don't need fire emojis in the comments. Write this shit down. Go ahead, my brother.
So like I was saying, man, 42 U.S.C. 658A. That is the incentive payments to states. States are incentivized to find you guilty in your own child support hearing. So the more child support they collect, the more the arrears they collect, the more paternity they establish, they are incentivized on the back end to find you guilty in their own state hearing. For the fiscal year of 2024, the United States Treasury authorized $713 million to states to find you guilty in your state hearing. So when you're going in here saying, man, I'm doing everything right, I'm taking care of my kids, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but I just can't get a fair trial in this family court system, follow the money.
It wasn't designed for you to be fair.
Yeah, it wasn't designed, because when you look at that, now let's go into Blessing versus Freestone. Blessing versus Freestone. There were 5 women from Arizona who sued child support because child support was taking all of the money that they was collecting. The 5 women from Arizona, they sued child support, and in that case, they had to tell on themselves. They said in the Supreme Court case law that child support was not intended to benefit the state nor the custodial parent. It was intended to benefit the state. It wasn't intended to benefit the child nor the custodial parent. It was intended to benefit the state. This is Blessing versus Freestone, a United States Supreme Court case law and one of the backbones within the child support family law system.
And it's the same thing. Wait, I think one credit. You had something. Go ahead before I go on a rant, because when I go on my rampages. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, respect to the conversation, man. I'm gonna try to keep it on topic as much as I can, because we can go. This water is deep, it's this real deep, right? But I'm gonna keep it on the surface so that way we can comprehend what's going on. So we all understand that child support was never intended for the family. Okay, that's just a misnomer, misrepresented name, and a very good marketing strategy to have the entire world believing in child support. Child support is not meant for child support, okay? Because when it comes down to support, they don't want support. And you mentioned something that was very, very extremely important, which is the absence of a father. I don't see no absentee people here. I think we all are living and breathing, right? And we all are living and breathing and taking care of our children. So that's a misnomer. Now, the key to this, you have to position yourself and understand that when you're going into these court hearings, whether it's child support or custody hearings, they have contracts. Whether they have a contract or not, it all stems from contracts, expressed or implied. Okay? So if you're going in there, that's a contract. If you're answering questions, that's a contract. Remember, they're not going to give you what? Legal advice. So they're going to walk you off the ledge intentionally, okay? So they can keep up the charade of raking in this money and making us, whoever had these social security numbers, pay this money back to the system. Okay, so it's all a fraud. It's not something that's just my opinion. It is actually in their own policies, their own doctrine, their own paperwork. How you think that we beat them off of their own paperwork? We didn't go in there and say, I didn't go in there and say, hey, you're just not treating me right. No, once you walk in there, you're considered dead. I'm serious, guys. You're considered a dead fiction. So now they're operating on presumption and assumption in the courtroom. Now, I want to say this to all the gentlemen out here and anyone that's going through custody. Check the language in your state. It may not be exact, but you have to check the language in your state. But you have equal power, equal responsibility for your children, just as the other parent. This is a entitlement. So this doesn't require for you to ask for permission. This doesn't require for you to ask an attorney for a permission. This is a statute. So these statutes is across all 50 states and all counties, majority of them. Okay. So when you men out here trying to get custody of your children, you have to remember this one thing, that you are entitled to custody of your children. Now you have to invoke that. You have to put that on actual paper or say that in court, because they will have to find you unfit. Alcohol abuse, drug abuse, child abuse, or neglect. If that ain't you, then go get your children. Go get your kid. It doesn't matter. Go get the kid, because they're lying to you if they're trying to favor the other parent without bringing these facts up, without bringing hardcore substantiated facts to prove that you can get custody of your children. It's a lie. Okay, I discovered it. I used it in my case, and I also used the term inappropriate. So here it is. It is inappropriate for you to take money out of my household to give to another household to take care of that family when I'm obligated to take care of my family in this household. That is called inappropriate. Okay, that is inappropriate. So if you don't use these trigger words in the courtrooms, they're going to assume that AKA attorneys and lawyers, and they're gonna expedite the case fast. So it's almost like you have to stop them in their tracks by objecting, talking about only facts, which is the document, and bringing in case law. So again, I want all the men, majority of the men is going through this. So if you're dealing with custody, remember, if you're not found unfit, go get your entitlement. You're entitled to it. You know what I mean? So you're entitled. It's almost you inherit that when you have children. So don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke. But again, I don't want to get off too much off of the subject. But again, I just wanted to kind of raise that question, concern that how do we get custody? Well, you're entitled to it.
What you brought up was beyond important. So again, beyond the case law, if you were to go into court and you're representing yourself, I understand that there are certain words in the courtroom that are very specific to raising an eyebrow, going, "Oh shit, he knows something." Right? So inappropriate and everything that follows. Your Honor, I believe that what you're doing and how you guys are going about this case is inappropriate, and here's why. Case.
All right. So right there, Tyrese, right there. So where you just stopped right there. This is a continuation now. So how you phrase it, it's not what you say, it's what you can prove. A lot of people know a lot of stuff and can't prove nothing. So now we're talking about grounds of inappropriate child support itself being inappropriate. So let's take a look at We Hunt versus Ledbetter. And this is one of the reasons why.
Wait, what is it?
We Hunt versus Ledbetter, the case law. Okay. And this is why child support is inappropriate to its core. So if Title 4D does not create any enforceable right, it was not enacted to especially benefit any AFDC family, and the fact that Title 4D operates under a separate legislative regulatory framework than Title 4A. Title 4D seeks to recover funds back to the United States Treasury from that was given under Title 4A. Title 4D seems to recover those. So if Title 4D's purpose is to recover funds from Title 4A to replenish the state treasury, what does that have to do with me taking care of my child? And how am I, what law says I am obligated to pay or support the state? What law under the United States says that I, Durain Delavante, a living man that was made in the image likeness of God, what law states that I am responsible to support the United States Treasury? There is none. There is. Title 4D, in its core, says this. Title 4D seeks to recover those funds and restore the treasury balance by enforcing of support obligations. It's not because you're not a father, not in your child's life. No, Title 4D's core purpose is to recover funds and restore the treasury balance by enforcement of support obligations owed to the absent parents of those children. The driving force behind the program, is the recovery of welfare payments and a parallel commitment to remove and keep families from the necessity of welfare dependence by establishing and enforcing support obligation. The legislative history indicates that in enacting Title 4D, Congress was primarily concerned with collecting child support in order to reduce the welfare rolls.
That's all it was for. That's it.
And can I add this? Let me just add this before y'all go. I'm gonna cut through the bullshit. Straight to it. So when you walk into a courtroom, you're walking into a production. You have an actor. Everyone is in on the fix except for you, individual. Everyone is in on the fix. First entity who gets paid from the state is a judge. So when you walk into that courtroom, they're automatically a conflict of interest. Because the first people who get paid out of the governors and all the people that's the hierarchy of this is the judges. I just wanted to throw that out there because just in case someone is out there thinking that we don't have any information or the right information, we know because we follow the money. We know where the money's at. We know who get paid off the top. So if the big dog get paid off the top, when you walk into that courtroom, my interest is to make sure you pay.
Mm.
That's where it starts.
Because I get paid off the treasury when I retire.
That's a fact.
So all of it is bull crap. Mm-hmm. So they use the word child support services to play on our emotions because we are living beings and we care for our children. Mm-hmm. So when you use that word, it brings something out of any person. So therefore, they're playing against our own emotions. And because we are emotional, we walk right into the trap. And boom, they capture us. Boom, they get the money. Boom, they find us, they convict us because we're playing their game and we're not playing God's game.
No, I appreciate you mentioning that, man. I wanted to point out something else that in my specific case, my prenuptial agreement was cracked.
Uh-huh.
So my ex hired an arbitrator, and they did a review of my prenuptial agreement. Now, one of the first terms in my prenup, and I'm only speaking to this because this is very public knowledge. One of the terms in my prenup that if this is a contested divorce, if this is a contested prenuptial agreement, that means that we are now about to have a discussion about the details of your prenup. If it's a non-contested, it's like basically the word contested means, are we going to have a discussion or an argument or argue?
Challenge it, yeah.
Are we going to challenge your prenuptial agreement? That means it's contested. So he hires this arbitrator to review the details of my prenup, which is a legal document. She did not sign it while being pressed under duress. She did not sign it because she was manipulated or bamboozled. Even all of those terms are spelled out in the prenup, like you are legally and rightfully so signing this paperwork. You are an attorney that you went hired on your own, that negotiated back and forth and gave you counsel of the terms of this prenup. But we're good, right? Yes. So now that means that I signed, you signed, and we put our signatures on every page that says that everything that we're doing and signing off on, we're on the same page. Therefore, that makes this legal standing document, this contract, it is a non-contested situation. We signed, we agreed to it, the terms were good. So this dude hires an arbitrator, someone to go and look at the context of this prenup, and then everything about how they cracked my prenup. They never used the word that it was contested. They also stayed away from non-contested. They just gave their opinions about the prenup, and that's how they cracked the prenup.
Right. So, but
first, one of the first paragraphs, again, it says, if this is contested, meaning like if we're going to debate and argue about the validity of this prenup, then she, my ex, has to pay 100% of her own legal fees to argue back and forth about the prenup. You cannot put a child support, quote unquote, number in a prenuptial agreement. What the child gets, they can go through your tax returns and get into all of those and try and determine what a number is. Now, your levels of case law that y'all dropping on me, 4D and all of the above, like all of that just goes all the way back to the specifics. Like, what is the narrative? What is the dialogue? As brother said, who dropped off, walking into that courtroom, you're walking onto a movie set. So what is the context? So contested is another key word to write down. Contested versus non-contested. You're arguing, it's contested. If it's a non-argument, if this legal document is a non-fucking factor, it is a non-contested. So they said non-contested, no argument about the validity of the prenup. And they announced to me that they're cracking my prenup, and we're sitting there going, how the fuck are you going to do that? And they did it. So she has now hired 3 law firms to represent her pro bono. They're at the house, rubbing their hands like a pot of gold is coming. We're going to represent who cannot afford any of these legal fees. We're going to go after the celebrity, the high net worth individual. Everything that I'm supposed to do on behalf of the necessary needs of the child are all being met. I've also been very public in saying I never spent $20,000 a month on my child when the child lived with me. I also never spent $1,000 a month on my wife per month. So where did it come from? Why is everybody seeming like they're in collusion?
Yes.
Each other.
Yes.
Each other, singing the same song, singing this on the same beat, on the same algorithm. Like, this must be a big fucking game. And I'm seeing it and witnessing and feel everything real time, all while not knowing the things that you guys know about the true context of where this stuff comes from. So again, This is my attempt to bring everybody in to make y'all understand the things that you may not understand about the just due process that ain't really quite just due process, because if it's a preset
right. Yeah, that's a fact. So if it was me and I was in a situation where I had a prenup or a contract, because let's just call it what it is, it's a contract. If you're coming in to purge my contract based on what the arbitrator said, for me, I'm not even going to challenge, I'm not even going to contest or even go through the money aspect of it. I'm going to challenge the procedure process of which you cracked that prenup. So there's a United States Code 28 U.S.C. 1691 that says that all writs and processes issued in a court of the United States shall be under the seal of the court and signed by the clerk
of the court.
So I'm going to demand, I have access to the discovery, so I'm going to see if you followed your own procedure when to even crack the prenup, because it don't matter what the arbitrator said or his or her findings was. If you didn't follow your own procedures through the entire process, then your findings are void.
It's not valid.
It's not enforceable.
So these are attorneys on the case, correct?
Correct.
So I would also ask for their license to practice law. There's no such thing. You know, they have bar cards, and these are memberships to a fraternity. So I go that if there's any judges or anybody, ask for the oath of office. So there's, you know, it's usually with the probate office, because everything's under a trust. They're trustees.
That's the thing. It's like I'm not challenging your whatever your findings were. I'm just going to see if you followed your own procedures, because your procedure says if this procedure was not done correctly, A through Z, and all money judgments must be entered on the money docket in the county clerk's office. So if the money docket, if it's not on the money docket, it's not even enforceable.
That's facts. And if you do happen to pay anything to the courts, make sure it's a money order or a check so you can trace it. It usually goes all the way back to a 508c1a, which is a private ministry trust with the Judges Association in Puerto Rico.
That's a fact.
So
I have a question, because go ahead. I'm not going to be able to stay on. My phone's about to die, for one, but for two, I'm not going to be able to stay on for the whole call. I have a question. What are we going to do about this?
I think that me, you, and Lionel need to have a conversation.
Because I'm all about, I'm at this point, I don't want no one to think of us as some bitch ass niggas. It's just right. And trying to go viral every other day because shit we try, you know, I'm about that, like for real, like I'm about that Congress.
I was just ready to say that.
I'm about that going to the Supreme Courts, even though a lot of these Supreme Court judges are appointed right now. I'm about that other life. I think obviously child support is fraud. This good brother right here has been building out a real following fan base according to the wisdom and knowledge that you continue to drop on the world, that you don't have to. But making the choice to. You know, I tell people all the time that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Was the son, hence the word junior. He was the son of Martin Luther King Sr., and he was not a senior pastor at the Ebenezer Church. He was one of many pastors that preached under the senior pastor, which was his father. Dr. Martin King finally had, and opportunity to become a senior pastor in Montgomery, Alabama, of his own church. And that's when a Black woman named Rosa Parks says, my feet hurt and fuck you, I'm not going to the back of the bus. And so Dr. Martin Luther King ended up becoming the unexpected civil rights leader that got thrusted into a life and a culture and a world that we all feel a way about injustice or a level of disrespect that happens with these laws and these things that are in place, not right. But nobody ever goes to the Attorney Benjamin Crump level, goes to the Malcolm X level until something extremely disruptive happens in your life. And just handling or addressing the Rosa Parks situation and leading the bus boycott, he continued on that same journey because he got thrusted. You have heroes who really think through being a hero, and then you got the unexpected hero. The unexpected hero is a mother who founded the charitable organization called MADD, which stands for Mothers Accountable Drivers, who has been able to put millions of new laws in place to protect children and teenagers from drunk drivers. Signed up for this, guys. She never had this pre-existing passion to put laws in because of drunk drivers. The unexpected hero tends to be the most impactful hero. So I have now taken it upon myself to say, yeah, I know, I'm a singer. I got it. Yeah, I know, I'm an actor. I got it. But maybe I'm in my Dr. Martin Luther King bag.
Talk your shit, bro.
I am unexpected child's father advocate. And as I look at me as Kyrie, so what more do you want from me, or congratulations? As much as you may look at me as a man that appears to be irresponsible and don't want to take care of my children, everything but. But if a woman comes up one day and says, fuck you, I don't want to be here no more, does not have a legal right to try and take my life with me. She is deciding who wants to be in my life. Because what I'm now paying for is to be laid up with another nigga in the house. Funding
that fucking lifestyle.
I'm funding something else that ain't got nothing to do with me. You just from the situation. You were not forced to be here, and you were not forced to leave. You left from the choice that you made. And so now you're leaving, and so now you're leaving. Thank you. You have this arrogance about you that says, I am entitled to the life that I chose to not live anymore. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to live here. I don't want to drive this. I don't want to live in this. I don't want to be a part of anything that has to do with this life. But I'm going to hire an attorney to represent me for free. And we're going to rub our hands banking on this pot of gold. And I'm going to arrogantly go above and beyond and take your life with me, even though I, as a grown-ass woman, decided I don't want to be a part of this life anymore. And now that we have a child together, I'm going to pimp and milk the system. Wow. The pre-existing menu that says you were born with a penis, you're born a man, and everything that happens from the moment you step into that courtroom, aka stage play, there's already a predetermined menu that says you this, and these are all of the reasons that we're going to justify why it all happens. So now keep in mind, I want to say this all again. Some of you guys don't know what happened, what's been going on. You're thinking you're a deadbeat, you're irresponsible, you're this, you're that. I want to make sure I say this. The life that my kids live, you'll probably never live or ever experience in your life. I'll say it again. The life and the lifestyle, the things and the access, the things that my kids get to see, live, and experience and have while daddy is still here, you will likely never be able to have kids that will be able to make reference to these specific things. These are things both of their mothers never came into this marriage or relationship possessing. These are my things. These are 10,000 flights into this lifestyle. I've worked my ass off every single day to make sure that my kid never have to be fucked up and struggle way out. So therefore, rather my kids is with their mother, living with their mother, or they are physically with me. Whether I got 50-50 custody or full. The things that my children see, live, and experience every single day is on the ground of how hard daddy worked his ass for them to live. I have never been irresponsible. I am not irresponsible. The proudest father I have ever met.
Let's go, bro.
At the end of the day, the arrogance of someone making you feel like you're entitled to sustain a particular life or lifestyle that you have decided on your own that you don't want to live anymore. So with that said, I want to make sure that y'all understand the grounds of who I am and what I bring to the table as a father, as a man first. My kids are set now, and my kids will also be set after I take my last breath. That's all generational wealth, which I have set them up for, that their mothers don't have access to either.
Let's go.
But you're not about to fuck over me in real life. In my afterlife, so the paperwork says. It doesn't mean that they're not going to try and not go the bag while I'm here and while I'm gone. God forbid that's anytime soon. But that I'm pointing this out, if you're fragile and insecure, you're going to feel a way about the things that I am sharing. I am speaking factual facts to say my kid will always be good. Arguing with me back and forth, continuing to accuse me of shit that I didn't say and I didn't do. Knowing that the victimization game of a woman in a family law court system, things will always work in their favor.
Absolutely.
You have scheduled tears. You have practiced your monologue. You have came to court wearing a particular outfit. I've been to court so many times where I would be in a courtroom and I'm looking at my, like, ain't no fucking way you'd ever wear this outfit and have your hair.
It's all by design.
It's a production.
It's a production.
Motherfucker with not even your eyelashes on.
Natural.
I ain't never seen your baby hairs lately. So you coming up in here, and in order to play on people's emotions in this on this movie set,
the damsel in distress.
Listen, you can't look homeless while trying. You can't come up in here looking rich while trying to convince people that you're homeless.
Correct.
You can't come up in here looking like you got it. We're up in here to convey to the world that you don't have it. That's why he. That's real. So I want to make sure that y'all understand that the other aspect of manipulation and gaslighting is to play this evil, dark game that will have people presenting their case and projecting off onto the spirit of doubt. Manipulators and narcissists and gaslighters, they know how to use their words and they know how to convince you of something that's so convincing. And you're sitting there and you're now thinking like, damn, if I didn't know the truth, I would actually believe the lie.
Correct.
I don't believe it, right?
I mean, that's the system.
And
That's how it's always worked.
Now, when you're a celebrity and an entertainer and a public figure, you can find yourself, not me, you can find yourself going, I need to just give them whatever they're asking for because I'm about 5 headlines away from people not wanting to hire me anymore.
And most people do.
It's called extortion.
But also, that's blackmail, defamation, and extortion.
Facts.
These are legal. And then where are the actual hear me out. Where are the actual repercussions for you lying and lying and lying under penalty of perjury?
It has to be enforced. If it's not enforced, you have to enforce that. Because if we leave it to the system to expose the system will never expose itself.
I agree.
So until we decide to be a Morpheus or a Neo and take that red pill and get out the matrix, we won't see the system for what it really is. There's a lot of Mr. Smith that's going around, putting a facade, putting on this grand show, and people damsel in distress. And they play those characters so good because they are coached by the Mr. Smith of the system that teaches them what words to use. Earlier, I spoke on double language, saying one thing when you mean another. There are certain ways for you to use your voice. And when you use your voice in certain tones, it invokes emotion inside of people, energy in motion. And once you learn, lawyers are extremely good at this. Attorneys, they're masters of words. When they use and phrase words a certain way, the whole universe was brought together with words. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The words we use become flesh. Words take root where they are planted. So if they're using specific words, specific gestures, I'm going to turn like this in the court because I don't want to look at him. That body language. What do you say when you're not saying anything in addition to what you are saying and how people perceive it, the type of tone that you're using? So
you
when
come to the world through an ultrasound,
like
you first come to the world an ultrasound,
right?
Just fine till you get defined
Bro.
on the birth certificate.
So I know you gotta go, bro, but I want to say this publicly. Bro, I commend you, dog, because you could have just gave them the money and let them, like you said, I'm 5 headlines away. I just give them the money and walk away.
We ain't doing that.
You said, no, bro, what you guys are doing to me is not right, and I'm standing up and I'm going to be vocal and public. As I'll take all of the embarrassment, I'll take all of the jokes, I'll take everything.
But putting a lot of emphasis on this thought, and I'm sorry I got ADD, I want to make sure I don't miss this. Putting a lot of emphasis on this thought. I don't give a fuck about being a millionaire. I don't find me a fuck to give about being a celebrity. Because if it's about being a celebrity, why am I continuing to get my head kicked in?
Right.
So y'all look at the celebrity shit as a non-celebrity, and you're looking at the life and, oh man, I want that. And then you realize that you know, there's a saying, pick your poison.
You can't even come outside.
So when you wake up one day, the first thing that I do every morning, unfortunately, I pray. And then the second thing I do.
Your audio went out, Tyrese.
Yeah, first thing I do is I go to my social media wondering, what am I being accused of today?
Crazy.
Okay, so do you have any idea what that life is? You have any idea what type of pressure you put yourself under from those realities? Because some of y'all, not you guys on this call, but some of you guys listening have been suicidal and wanting to lose your mind, and you got 5 people in your neighborhood who know your business, and you lost your fucking mind. Imagine waking up to worldwide TMZ headlines about some shit that I didn't say.
Propaganda media, man.
That's crazy.
Not only did I not say that, not only did I not do that, but people have already arrived at their own opinion, and they're beating you down with something that they believe, because the lie, it will always be more famous than the truth.
That's a fact.
Wow. This is this definition of clickbait.
That's fact.
If you write an article tomorrow on your blog and you said, I'm celebrating my uncle and my auntie, man, they've been, my uncle and my blah, blah, and they've been married for 40 years. You're going to have about 30 people to look at that article. If they're getting divorced after 40 years because she had a love child behind his back, that scantily clad clickbait headline is going to get more attention.
Way more.
Than you someone and writing this beautiful story about them being married for 40 years. So if your goal is to jump out there with a narrative for the sake of your blogs, the amount of money that you're running and making in ads and all the above, you don't know who life you're going to kill. Wow. You write that headline. But what you're doing for me is, and this is when someone understands the power of who they are and what they're capable of doing, when you put demonic, dark, evil, and fucked up things in the wrong people's heads, they will say, oh, that's what happens when somebody is dating somebody and they accuse them of some shit they didn't do. Actually fuck up their reputation. So who wants to hire Tyrese at Disney when he just woke up to child abuse claims?
Defamation.
Who wants to hire Tyrese at Disney when it's that he just got arrested, which wasn't true?
So now we're talking about actual damages. Now we're talking about emotional damages. Tyrese, hold on, D. Tyrese, I think
about damage that's on levels that nobody on this specific call could process. Man. You understand it, but you don't understand it from living it.
That is crazy.
So I am saying to you guys, when I tell you I love you and appreciate you and what you do every single day, you don't have to be Tyrese to get your head caved in, girls. You don't, listen, I have never, hear me out, I have never stepped in a courtroom without paying at least a $30,000 retainer to hire an attorney to represent me. For my daughter is 17, my brother, and my other daughter just turned 6. In my 18 years on this earth, with having having children and being married, I have never had an attorney to work for me for free or pro bono. So therefore, if I'm getting my head kicked in with proper, well-experienced attorneys, imagine with somebody who works at Subway, who they're making $28,000 a year. They cannot afford no legal representation. They love, hear me out, they love their kids the same way I love mine. Mr. Man, Jacob, Carl, Tony, Anthony, Tyrone, who works at Walmart, you gonna get fucked up just like Tyrese is gonna get fucked up.
And that's the point of educating yourself.
In that courtroom. And I am not going to have anybody to throw their hands up at me like, man, come on, man, you good, bro. You got a fucking piano in your living room. And I got a piano in my living room, and I got pictures with Tupac and Paul Walker. I got it. Got a life on this side of the phone. I got it. But let me tell you something, Tyrone, Jacob, Carl, and Tony. When you go in the courtroom, you're going to get your head kicked in just like I am. Because you were born a man and you're a father. And that's what happens in the family law court system. So obviously I'm not Dr. Martin Luther King, and nor is that my story or that's my journey. I'm making reference to the unexpected hero. So when I run into men and they shake my hand and they don't even say no words to me, I know what that silent cry is. All of the men who walk up to me daily and just shake my hand and don't even say nothing to me, just look at me, pat on their chest like this, look, and they walk off. You helping me to get through some shit and you don't even know it. Whatever it is that you're doing every day and what you're putting on the line every day for being vocal and outspoken about real shit that's going on, you don't even know how much you helping me, brother. But I'm jumping on this live to tell y'all works is powerful. What y'all are doing on behalf of men, fathers, is selfless, not selfish. And I want y'all to stay encouraged by that. And it doesn't matter who I am, what type of circles I move in, what's in my bank account, what I drive, compared to anybody on this call. We're all men and we're all fathers. And when you cry, I cry over the same shit. You're going to be crying in your apartment. I'm going to be crying in what I'm living in. But the tears are connected to the truth and the things that we're experiencing every single day when we step into that courtroom. So I'm going to ask y'all again, what are we doing?
So, and I was going to bring it back to that. So now we need to connect with the right people in Congress to start creating a bill, to creating a plan, to creating a bill to identify what are the policies within the 4D and Title 4A systems that need to be changed that unlawfully infringe on our rights to due process. If you're in Congress and you're on this call, contact us. We need you. That's where we start at. Sitting down to going over what's actually unlawful, because something can be legal and unlawful at the same time. What is unlawful? And we start to create a bill to move forward for reform.
I would just like to add, I educate people on learning how to operate in the private, such as the Amish. They'll never be on child support. Amish people will never be on child support because they move a certain way. They move in a certain private capacity. You got the private sector, you got the public sector. I teach about the private sector and learning how to trademark your name, making your name a business, and putting it part of a family trust.
For sure.
I think outside of social media.
You guys are lawyers. Anybody on here?
Nope, we are all self-educated.
I have a law degree. I have a doctorate in law as well.
But you're not officially a lawyer, right?
No, I don't partake in the bar association. No.
Okay, got you. Yeah, so that's what makes this even more important and even more impactful, which is why I appreciate y'all works. How many people are on this live now? I don't know why, but
right now it's still fluctuating between the 583 to 700. Like it goes up, it goes down.
I see 659.
Because mine has been stuck on 240 for a whole hour.
No. There's at least 3,000 people that pass through.
Wow. Yeah. How do I post this entire live up on my IG story?
I'm gonna download it. So I'm gonna hit you up. So I'm gonna download the live. I'm gonna put it on a Google Drive so we don't lose the quality.
No doubt.
So
I'll post it as well. I know Chingy too, by the way. Chingy, my guy.
I'll get it to you, bro.
Yeah, if whoever started this will probably be the only person that can end the live.
Right.
Yeah, that's me. I'll be able to download it. I'll download it and do everything.
Live, and you put it up on your actual IG timeline, I'm going to put the entire live up on my IG.
Okay, so I'm going to invite you as a collab, and I'm going to tag every one of you here. It should bring it on your pages too, but I'm also going to download it. So Tyrese, if you can, I'm going to hit you up in the DMs.
Now, but collaboration will also allow me to put the whole thing up.
Correct. But I'll make sure that you can get the thing itself. So I'm going to hit you up in the DMs, and I'll just get your email, and I can email the.
But you know, these lives have a time limit on them. doesn't it just hang up on you?
No. I've been in compliance. It depends on what jail you're in. So Instagram puts you in categories. I've been compliant with Instagram for a while. So my lives used to stop at an hour. Now we can go for 2-3 hours.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I've been very compliant with Instagram, and I sent them a few cease and desist.
I'm on my other Instagram.
Right?
I'm on the extra Instagram.
It's like an hour, and then it gives me a countdown. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
No, we're still good. We're still good.
I appreciate you sharing your story, Tyrese, and to you other brothers, man. I thank you for putting in the study and the work and just showing the way for people that look just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to our melanated royalty, they stand down to these people in uniforms, and we're the ones that put them in power. So I just need everybody to understand that demographics is the graphic demons. It's real black magic out here what they're doing. So I just need everybody to understand this.
And what I want to say lastly too is every person on here, we're not challenging a parent's responsibility to take care of their children. We're challenging the family law system to ensure that it's following its own procedures and that we have due process when entering into these unlawful venues.
And in closing myself, I want us to get together, not on social media, but we can make real change. I've spent thousands of hours learning this stuff. Lionel has done the same. Don has done the same. And we're in a system now where Hosea 4:6 is true. My people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. And when my people get knowledge, they reject knowledge. So if that is true, the opposite of that must be true. If my people are educated, they cannot be destroyed. Education will be the key that sets us free. A person that does not know his rights have no rights, because then you are left to the mercy of the system. When you speak the system's language.
That's what we're after. I've always said this, guys. Don't give it to me. I want things to be done according to the law. I want you to understand that even though I've never been in any other court, I've never been arrested. I mean, I was arrested when I was fucking 8 to 10 years old in the hood, putting graffiti on the wall. Never went to jail, never been fingerprinted ever in my life. But I have definitely been in a situation where something really stupid I was doing when I was young, inappropriate, just stupid, bad, and dealt with the repercussions of my actions at the time when I was young. I have never been in a criminal courtroom. I've never done anything because as much as you would expect me to have money and power, I'm actually scared as money. I'd be speeding on the freeway. That's about it. And I think that's pretty normal. But at the end of the day, man, I tell people all the time, I do not want anything to work in my favor. That's ego, easing God out. You have due process, and everybody should feel like they're coming into a courtroom in the family law court system, and there is no racist bias. There is no. We have already predetermined what's about to happen here without me even giving you a chance to say, like, my ex said that I kicked her and my 1-year-old out. She said that I changed all the locks and I cut off the credit card. Wow. We were about to present that I changed the locks on my house 3 days after she moved out on her own. And when she moved out on her own, I was actually in New Jersey. So if you think I'm about to leave my passwords and my locks the same, and I'm going back to New Jersey to finish filming, you have already done a quote-unquote home invasion. Because you took all this shit out of the house while I was gone.
That's crazy.
To show up with proof that I hired a locksmith 3 days later, I have a receipt with signatures and the invoice that was paid. We never got a chance to present that, but I was all over the internet as a deadbeat who kicked my wife and my 1-year-old out, which was never true. So I'm supposed to leave this mansion, $4 million mansion at the time, and say, if y'all decide that there's a bunch of other shit that you left at the house,
come and take it.
You want to come back to the house and get some more while I'm out of town. You don't even know what you took the first time. I don't know how much shit you took of yours or of mine because I have not seen it ever since you took it all out the house. I never got a chance to get into my just due process. The credit card that I cut off was a joint credit card that me and her had. And why would you want that credit card to stay active? You can spend and do all the shit you want to do now that you decided you don't want to be with me no more. You decided to leave, you're an adult. Sometimes relationships end, sometimes marriages end for whatever those reasons may be. But you're about to take my joint credit card and just be open season, spending and buying whatever you want now that you've decided to leave me? That's
I'm responsible for.
That's the credit card that got cut off. None of your credit cards got cut off. It was a joint credit card. And then did I really kick my baby out, who was only one, or did you take the baby?
So she abandoned the home.
She abandoned the home and she took the child with her. And I'm now waking up to these headlines. It's got me out fucked up. And so who wants to hire Tyrese Gibson, the singer, for concert? Who wants to hire Tyrese to do a movie when you can Google Tyrese kicked a 1-year-old out with his wife, changed all the locks and cut off the credit cards?
Defamation.
Heartless monster, this guy.
That's defamation. That's defamation in its finest form.
But do you understand defamation on my level?
Oh, I can't comprehend it on your level, but just thinking of what I know, that's defamation. Like the amount of damages.
I'm saying that our lives should be compared. I'm giving you context. Can you understand defamation and the actual ramifications of that level of defamation? Everybody gets defamed, but what repercussions are you dealing with from your defamation compared to mine? When you deal with this level of defamation, people believe the lie and they're not interested in the truth
at all.
And then when we show up 2 years later to go to court with our proof and receipts and evidence that everything that was lied about under penalty of perjury, the moment that we open up our mouth in the courtroom, we're now dealing with a judge who's aggressive. And if you say if you would try and explain any other and I'm like, I'm so fucking confused right here, Judge Farmer. So confused because we are here for the just due process, right? So every time me and my lawyer try to talk or finish a sentence, we got threatened with being in contempt of court. I'm so sorry, Judge Farmer. My answers are not going to just be a yes or a no. It's going to be with an explanation because we are here and everything about the just due process comes with proof, paperwork, and receipts to prove that I did not do what I was doing.
You have the right to be heard and the right to a fair trial.
So when you see the footage online with me in the courtroom and I'm literally sitting there, I'm smart, I'm articulate, I got sheets and paper trail right in front of me, and I'm here as a top-paying citizen. Fuck all that. I'm a father here that was lied on. And I'm here to present the truth so I don't go to jail. And every time we try and talk and present, we were robbed of our just due process, me and Black woman attorney. So I just want y'all to know, cry me a river, right? You're rich, shut the fuck up, just deal with it, bro. Listen, if I had what you had, I wouldn't even be on live complaining, right? No. I am a father. I am a man. I just so happen to be who I am. But I am a father. That's what makes us, that's what levels the perspective. I am a father. It exactly what I did as a father. Co-create your child. I'm not supposed to get raped because I had sex with a woman and made a baby.
Facts.
Man. And child support is a lawsuit. So just because you go through a divorce, that doesn't mean that you actually get sued because you're going through a divorce.
But it's how they've weaponized the system. It's using that, like, the system has done such a great job packaging the lies, using something as innocent as a child as a weapon. Like it says it in its case law. The purpose of the Title 4D was to go back after funds for the United States Treasury, and they will use all means necessary to go after it. It's in their language. They've written it. It is the sole purpose of this whole child support thing is to go back, is to seek, the word they use is to seek the recovery of Treasury funds.
And that goes back to what Tyrese asked. It's like, okay, so what do we do? Now we have this, we're coming together. So it's like, now what do? We have to push towards reform. That's the next step, because we can talk.
Yes.
We have to get to reform.
Push to shed light on the existing laws.
That's it.
Laws are being violated. And what? Every Dr. Martin Luther King needs an ambassador. Andrew Young needs a this is like the Brady Bunch. Right? What is the oh man, I can't think of Ambassador Andrew Young. You had John Lewis, okay, and then you also had what's the dark skinned brother that was with Dr. Martin Luther King every day? What is his name? Oh man, I can't think of his name.
I can't think of
Jesse Jackson.
No, not Jesse Jackson. The Ralph Abernathy.
Okay.
Ralph Abernathy. These are all unexpected heroes. Unexpected heroes that thrust under Dr. King's leadership. He assembled a team of unexpected heroes, and all working all of their levels of magic to create change.
I'm with it.
If we were to not talk, not be bitching and complaining and trying to go viral from this and that, if we were to actually spark a movement, for real, everybody on here has been outspoken and vocal, done a lot of research. Listen, it does not matter, big I, little you. Every Dr. King needs a Ralph Abernathy, an Ambassador Andrew Young, because he light skinned, and me.
I like that.
That's how it's done.
Let's get it.
And coming into it to say, I'm very special. I know some shit. I've been through some shit, but I am not powerful alone. The reason that this can happen is because we have made the decision as of tonight to not move as a fragmented court. But collectively, all of us show up and do something specific and very impactful to change this multi-billion-dollar game.
Yes.
Yeah, so we own it.
I want to just tell y'all something, boys and girls. It does not matter that you married an NBA player who has a $220 million contract. There is no child on earth that needs $220,000 a month.
For what? What are they using it for?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, Tyrese, we gotta come together. Outside of this social media stuff, I think we should connect. I'm based in Atlanta. Lionel is in Cali. Don.
Well, I'm in Vegas, but I come anywhere. I did sit down a few months ago after my mama passed with Fred Hampton Jr. And he's with about stuff like this too, so I can make that connection as well.
I think we need to have a sit down.
I have everybody's number, so I'll connect.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm here to help with whoever I can. I'm rocking with Durain. That's how I'm connected to everybody. Really, I just sat down with Child Support Friday. But whatever you need help with, I'm here.
I'm serious. Guess what? If what I'm appealing right now does not work in my favor, it ain't going to change my commitment for what I'm looking to do to change the family law court system.
Let's bring it to the system.
Even when I'm psych meds having a full-on meltdown for the world to see, someone recorded me walking up and down the hallways of the courthouse, and I said the words, they just took Dr. Martin Luther King's kids. They have done this to the wrong one. Now listen, I got a book coming out called Blackmail of the Blackmail.
I don't think somebody got it. I don't think somebody got it. So let's rewind. I don't think somebody got it, Tyrese. What you say you got coming out, brother?
My third book that is about to be released independently, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm putting it independent. I've tried to get 4 different book companies to do what they usually do. This is book number 3 for me. How to Get Out of Your Own Way, Manology, that I wrote with Rev Run, and my third book is called Blackmail of the Blackmail. And 4 different publishers have already turned me down.
Fuck them. We don't need them. We don't need Tyrese. We don't need none of them.
I released this book on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm releasing this. There you go. There you go.
Fuck them. We don't need none of them.
I'm releasing this book on my own because it includes transcript. So you don't have to worry about me of some shit. You don't have to worry about having the gift of the gab. No. When you lied 50, 60 times under oath, the person in the book, in the courtroom that was typing was writing my book.
Wow.
Because here's the other thing. Not only was the court reporter writing my book, but the court reporter job, the only person in the courtroom who could literally stop people from talking on top of each other is the judge or the court reporter. But no one is legally allowed to talk on top of each other. The court reporter will go, I'm so sorry, guys, you guys are talking on top of each other. Please say what you just said. And then I want you to repeat what you just said as a response after. Okay, go. Court reporter there and forces you to say what it is that you're saying, and only one person talk at a time. So I got the transcripts for my entire case from 2017. Wow. I got transcripts from everything happening with Judge Farmer and my new ex-wife, and everything about what I'm about to do with this book called Blackmail of the Blackmail. It should have been art, but it's Blackmail of the Black, because I can't tell the story of a white man's experience in the courtroom. I can only speak to mine.
Wow. It's gonna be dope.
Blackmail will include the case law that you guys just spelled out for me tonight. That's how we're gonna open the book. That's gonna be my forward.
Let's go.
That's lit.
Let's go. Let's go.
I know everybody's here. This is what I'm gonna write. I know everybody's here to listen to the scantily clad, the juice, and all of the crying video and all the shit that I, Tyrese Gibson, have been made I've been a meme. I've been all of these things. I know y'all cannot wait to get all in my motherfucking business in this book. But before we get started, I want to spell out at least 20 different case laws and really point out the facts in and around what's actually going on. Because even if you don't read my book, I want you to be a smarter, better father pertaining to what you're experiencing right now. And even if you have to, unfortunately, represent yourself, you're going to go to court and you're going to be so much smarter and even more prepared to go into this thing and handle your business. Because I'm going to set you up for success. Because the law is the law. The law isn't better. It's not a better law because it's being presented by a lawyer. The law is the law.
Correct.
That's what it is.
You pick up
facts.
It comes with a manual. That is the law of how to work your Range Rover. And that law is available for everyone who purchases this Range Rover. Case law, whether you're aware of it or not, is available for everyone on behalf of their legal rights while being in a criminal court case or a family law or a civil suit. anything you're dealing with, there are laws that are not to be broken at your convenience. These laws are in place for a reason. So please, I'm not going to interrupt you again, my brother. I know you down here with the hat on. Go ahead and say that. I keep, when you speak, man, I get motivated to speak. So I just wanted to get that out. I'm listening to what you're about to say.
Man, it's all love. I mean, you got the floor. So look, there's exactly what you just said. That's the whole purpose of it, is just to educate our people. It's similar with my book. The definitions is chapter 1. No matter if you get to the end part, these are the definitions and these are the case laws that you need to know moving forward. So I love what you're doing, bro. Like I said, I know you got to go. Your phone about to die. I appreciate you for jumping on this live. I'm going to connect everyone here.
I'm charging now. I'm charging now. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, he's okay.
I'm charging too.
So look, and for everyone that's going through this process, yes, if you unfortunately have to represent yourself, just understanding that when you're going through this process, there's something called general appearance and special appearance. If you walk into one of their hearings and you walk in this process without saying you're making a special appearance, that means you're making a general appearance, and you're recognizing the court's authority and you're waiving your rights to jurisdiction and you're giving them authority over you. So you have to educate yourself to go inside of these venues to be able to be afforded due process, because they're not just going to give it to you because they are incentivized. And I'm going to say it one last time. For the fiscal year of 2024, the United States Treasury has authorized for states $713 million to find every single person on this live guilty in your child support hearing. They are incentivized. So you already, like Tyrese was saying, you already coming in, it's a stacked deck. They are incentivized for the fiscal year of 2024, $713 million to find you guilty in your hearing. So there's no way you can get a fair trial in a state hearing under their own state codes. So we have to educate ourselves so we can use their policies and procedures against them to be able to be afforded due process under the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution.
Compliance is a big thing. And they're not compliant. So when it comes to their own procedure and the things that they must do, and this is one of the reasons why having financial literacy is one of the most important things that a person needs to have. I'll give you an example. So I specialize in credit and consumer law. Lionel specializes in child support, right? So how we met and how we got to working together, he had a piece of the puzzle I didn't have. I had a piece of the puzzle he didn't have, right? So he's gotten his case dismissed for intrinsic fraud 22 years after his child support, right? And with me now, I'm like, let me take this information. And first of all, we need to know a man and a woman in their house, at a hotel, wherever they are, doing the do is not a consumer credit transaction. I'm gonna let that be. It is not even if you paid for it, it is still not a consumer credit transaction. And what does that mean? Child support is fraud for being on people's credit report. It's not supposed to be on your credit report. There's a case law of Kevin D. Miller versus TransUnion. Child support is not supposed to be on your credit. TransUnion actually issued a letter stating that if you report to this agency, child support, liens, judgment, taxes, tickets, tow truck, anything that did not come from a consumer credit transaction where a line of credit was extended is not supposed to be on your credit. This is law. And we're not just talking stuff. This is stuff that we can prove. And on this live right now, I am positive there's what, like 400 to 500 people now. It's fluctuating. At least 300 of the men on here that if they have child support, I know for a fact child support is on their credit. Another fraud of the system. And if we don't recognize that these frauds are happening, we will always be at the mercy of the system, because the things that you don't know, the people that do know the things you don't know will always use the things you don't know against you. It is a fact.
Well, let me give you this to echo that. I've always said, on the grounds of the relationship. Hello. Yeah. Good to see you. On the grounds of, that's my baby right there.
Let's go.
He's good, everyone. Good. All right. Yeah. It's crazy. Sidebar. One of the things that people used to always say is, "Man, who do you think you are? You act like you were born with a golden spoon in your mouth." We only have gold spoons in our house. They're not real gold, but they are gold. Money doesn't grow on trees. We got a money tree over here. So, yeah, you're going to say these things. These are all perceptions, but my daughters will be able to say, actually, I was born with a golden spoon. I've been eating on gold spoons my whole life. Because rich, it just means that daddy went on Amazon and was able to order some gold spoons. That's all.
You can go on Amazon and order it yourself as well.
You can order it, my friend. So with that being said, I want to say to you, I've always said this. Let's just go back to the basics of relationships. When it comes to gaslighters, narcissists, evil, vile, and disrespectful people who pray and pray, right? So they pray that they can go and land a millionaire and get in a relationship with a high net worth individual, to then realize they prayed to get in a relationship with you. Now they're in a relationship, and now you realize you're being preyed upon. You realize they're going to fake a whole marriage and have a whole child and do the full duration of a child, knowing that if you go to court, that they're banking on who you are, what your net worth is, because they know 18 years of a payment, because the system is broken and it's fucked up, and they're going to financially benefit from.
Absolutely.
Alimony, child support, you name it. It is a dirty, dirty game.
Never have to work again.
Multi-billion-dollar game. Listen, I give one of my kids $11,000 a month right now. My seventh, I've been doing it for 8 years. I've never missed one payment in 8 years at $11,000 a month. Okay, $11,000. Even when my money was down to $5,000.
Hold on.
I was still giving $11,000 a month. And when I go and do a movie, my money goes way up. And then if I don't book another movie for a year, 2 years, my money goes all the way down.
But they say you have the potential to make this amount, so we're going to keep it up.
If you had a job, listen, for all of the fathers that have been to jail, in jail, had your passport, your ID taken, have this on your credit, the liens, and all this shit that they're speaking to, I want y'all to understand that we are one and the same, because I've never had my passport and all this shit confiscated, but I'm going to tell y'all something. This is a dirty, dirty game. How am I supposed to get to work if I can't drive?
Come on.
How am I supposed to take advantage of a movie that might be filming overseas if you took my passport?
See, that's why I believe in multiple passports.
It's a dirty, dirty game. And it is all playing out for the world to see. And I'm telling y'all, if I go do a Fast and the Furious movie, my money goes way up. And after Fast and the Furious, I got money trickling in, bits and pieces of opportunities and money that's coming in. But nothing pays me as much as that. And so if you're going to take me to court and hold me to this one-time huge fee of money that I just got, the next year and a half, 2 years is not going to look like that. I cannot afford whatever that child support number is that you just sprung up on me, because you've arrived at calculating what, in LA, they have a machine called a Disso Master. And the Disso Master says, how much time were you physically with your child compared to the mother? And what are your tax returns from your last 2 years? And then they put it in a disso master, and whatever number it spits out becomes your new child support.
No fucking way.
Right. Yeah. No, this is fact. I'm in LA, so I know. He was 1000% correct. But and also, what I like to educate people on is when you're in these child support hearings, when money, and this may sound crazy, when money is the subject in a child support hearing, you've already been found guilty in family court of abandoning your child. Because when do you talk about money in a lawsuit? Because child support is a lawsuit. We're talking settlement now. When money is the subject in the child support hearing, you're admitting that you've been found guilty in family court of abandoning your child pursuant to the 1935 Social Security Act. And that's why we have to make these objections, because there's under presumption, they presume that if you hire an attorney or if you're in here representing yourself pro se, we presume that you understand this process. So therefore, if you don't object to the things that we presume that they agree and they are now, in fact, true and correct. It's not innocent until proven guilty. There's something called prima facie. Prima facie says that whatever is filed, the court's taking it as true and correct until you provide evidence to say that it's not. Because it's not a judicial process, it's an administrative hearing. So it's totally different.
We as a group, as a community, Lionel, after the credit summit, like for those of you who don't know, the credit summit is in Atlanta. It goes down next weekend, 11 through 13, where we'll be talking about the same issue. I think we need to put on a conference strictly for child support, a child support conference.
Most definitely.
Where people like me, you, Tyrese, Don, One Credit Guy, where we can really come together. We'll a whole weekend dedicated to tearing apart case laws, tearing apart due process, tearing apart what it means to a general appearance versus a special appearance. What does it mean to know what your county, state, and the federal laws say about child support? I think it is a needed part of the system that the education is not there for it. The same way we're educating now on credit and using consumer laws, suing TransUnion, suing Equifax, suing Experian, and going after these debt collectors for laws that they have violated to reporting inaccurate information on your credit report. I think we should take the same approach to child support and have conferences dedicated to this.
Most definitely. And it's been declared, and now it is. From this moment forward.
Yeah, I think we should. And I think we should need to do it on Father's Day. Yeah.
That would be great.
Father's Day.
That would be great.
And I hope that's the day Tyrese plans to publish his book.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about when I was going to release it, but I like it.
He said, I like it. Yeah, it's all marketing.
Father's Day will never matter as much as Mother's Day.
That's why we gotta see. We can't let people tell us when our important. It's up to us to grasp that shit, and we're gonna put on a mega conference.
Over here is Father's Year. It ain't Father's Day.
Man,
real every day. Now, guess what?
Absolutely.
Guess what? If you stay at home, you'll lose your home. Somebody has to go out here and hunt, do transactions, fly, travel. You're not going to always be available for every pickup and drop off. But I've always told my daughters, both of them, because your mother is more available than me, that does not make her a better parent than I am.
All right. So right there, and normally I don't like to interrupt people. We have roles. And this is what people are overlooking. And this gets me. So if my Jamaican accent comes on now, this is when I'm getting real passionate. My Jamaican accent just pops out. Everybody got fucking roles. We all got roles. The mom's duty is to take care of the child, the household. My job is to go out and provide and protect. That means I may be gone for a few days, I may be gone for a month, but I am out securing our future. So fucking forgive me if I'm not there every goddamn day looking at little Billy and looking at you, and then, oh honey, I need to do this. Little Billy needs to go to daycare. I don't have the money, baby, because I'm home with you every day. Who's going to go out for the kill?
I just need to know, bro, while you talking, can I put some horns in a...
Like, who goes out? Like, when did history change? When did history change? What king sits in his castle? Kings go out to conquer. They go out to conquer. They get new land. They expand their territory. Males go to hunt. We go to hunt. We bring the spoils back home. When am I supposed to, oh, Dominic, I've been missing you all day. I'm just going to sit with you all day. No, I'm thinking about the next idea, because I need to make sure you're good. Your children is good when you have them. Your children's children, because the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance not to himself, but to his children. How am I supposed to build generational wealth being at home every day looking at you? How?
Now, listen, I do a lot of things, but I don't breastfeed. There's a lot of dudes out here who really want titties and they want to breastfeed, but that's not natural, sir. You can go get your boobs done because you want to be a transgender and switch it up. God bless you. Do what makes you happy, but it ain't gonna be milk in there.
No, it's gonna be dry.
So in order for me to feed, I can't breastfeed. In order for me to feed, I gotta get out here and hustle. I gotta go get it.
You gotta go hunt.
That is my duty. That is my role. That I am the head. I am not the tail. I'm also not the body. I am the head of this household.
Head of the household.
I gotta go. I gotta land 2 hours later. I'm on the concert. I got a bunch of interviews, press and media. I have to try and figure out a way to maintain the life and the lifestyle that we live, and that is something that should be accounted for. I also want to bring a level of fairness, because everything, for anybody that's triggered by this conversation, I got it. You're gonna be like, well, fuck you.
No, fuck them. Let them be triggered.
No. I'm just speaking in general. But I want to say, listen, in the city of Atlanta, where I proudly live now. Okay, in the city of Atlanta.
You're right on the block.
Yeah.
Been in Atlanta for 8 years, my brother.
I just moved here 2 years.
Yeah,
oh, we got to link up, Tyrese. We got to link up.
So what I'm saying is, in the city of Atlanta, there are actually more high net worth women, entrepreneurs and business women. Like the woman who started Slutty Vegan. She's opening like 15 stores now.
Yeah.
Very powerful woman. The woman who founded Spanx is multi-billionaire. Okay. What we're speaking to is when you open up a hair salon and a franchise, hair, nails, cosmetics, any type of real estate, you're opening up a medical or a law practice. You're a woman who woke up every single day and you put it all on the line on behalf of your father. On behalf of your family. And you are the high net worth individual of the two. Compared to your man, you make the most money. You are the breadwinner. What we are about to put in place, you're going to benefit from too.
Of course.
Now, we all seen the documentary called The Red Pill, correct? Have you ever seen The Red Pill, my brother?
No, but I'm looking this motherfucker up right now.
The Red Pill is going to change your life. You should watch that tonight before you go to sleep, sir.
Bro, we just met and you know me too well. I am. I'm looking that motherfucker up right now.
Yeah, now here's the thing. This is what's powerful and interesting about The Red Pill. The Red Pill documentary, available on Amazon, on all streaming platforms. You can watch it tonight. The Red Pill was a documentary done by a feminist, a woman who sees everything through the lens of being a woman, a feminist who decided to do a documentary to try and uncover all of of these men's groups, these fathers, it's these this and these that. And a woman who is a feminist was able to turn a leaf. And she said, holy shit, I came into this documentary to expose men, fathers, all of this, men make all the money on the jobs and all of these things, which is true in most cases. But she ended up turning a leaf, and something about this feminist happened to be tied into her being an empath. And she's saying, now that I'm here to expose men, and all of these groups and all of this movement and all of this shit, she ended up doing a documentary where everything about what she did in the red pill shows that everything about her understanding of what men deal with and all that we're up against and how disposable we are. She shed light on it all, and it changed my life. If there was a such thing as Black Male of the Black Male as a documentary, I want this woman to do it.
That powerful.
It's that powerful. It's that well done. Listen, when you watch it, whether you're male or female, it's going to piss you the fuck off. That documentary pissed me off, bro. On levels. I'm talking about about men that go and serve our country in the military. They're talking about police officers and firemen. They're talking about construction workers who are, them men that are up there hanging off the side of that building, cleaning windows.
Right.
She goes all the way to talk about how men are literally disposable. If a woman were to be on the side of a building and she falls and she dies while washing windows on the side of a building, you know how many new laws would be put in place? How many men have died on the line of work? Construction, military, on the job, construction, police officers, firemen, you name it.
Wow.
I
never thought about it like that.
When men die on the job, they give you a quick little funeral.
That's it.
Act. They talk about how honorable you are and how you put it on the line. But you go ahead and let women start dying in the millions per year in the military. Everything about how to protect even people in the military would change instantly. So the things that women got so much power. Women have so much power, more power than men. Because the moment that anything directly impacts or affects women specifically, that's when the laws
start changing.
They start unifying and they start moving for change. And we have to create, we are going to create that movement.
We have to.
And it starts here. It started already.
For our namesake and everybody here and those that's going to come after us. And when we're not here anymore, we have to look ahead. And every generation has these set of people or a group of people that does not go along with the matrix. The way of the matrix is not conducive. And a lot of people are willing to bow down to the system and accept things for what they are. But at times, there are exceptional individuals. It's not a lot of them. But there are exceptional individuals that emerge from different races, background, creed, and they all share a common goal and a common mission. The system is not correct. The system needs to be changed. And I think this is that point where we are now, where we see how the lack of education and how some parts of the Bible is coming to pass. A lack of education is destroying our society. And because most of our men are not in tune, they are being taken advantage of by a system that knows that the key players in the game are the men. We remove the men from the household, we can control the household. Because if we remove the men, we can program the kids through the tell lie vision, telling lies in somebody else's vision, right? We can program the kids to grow up exactly how we want them, go to school, get a job, stand in line.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, hold on, son. I'm not gonna let that go. I'm gonna keep. Hey, I got my horn over here. Don't make me go.
Go ahead, got the horns out.
Right, and it's through education that we are going to set our people free. An educated nation cannot be a slave nation. It's impossible for an educated nation to be a slave nation. It will not work.
And just to touch on education, I think it'll be a good segue.
Can we host a national Zoom call for men and fathers?
Let's go.
The day before Father's Day.
Let's go. It's already done.
It's done.
It's already done.
Let's schedule this right now.
It's already done.
When is Father's Day?
I think it's like June. I don't see. We don't even fucking know because you just kick us to the curb. Everybody knows Mother's Day.
We don't know what Father's Day is, what day it is, because we do this father thing
every day.
Huh?
It's like June something.
15th.
June 15th, yeah.
So I'm gonna hold you accountable, Tyrese, for the book.
June 2024. Let's do
a national Zoom call.
National Zoom call and spark the movement, and then we'll figure out when we're gonna go to the Court of Appeals, and when we're gonna go to Congress, and when we're gonna go and try and get these laws pointed out. Because what we got to do is we got to shed light on the injustice. We got to shed light going on. Now, guess what? Some people have passion for people that have been in jail for 25 years that are innocent. So the Innocence Program. And then there's all kind of women's group that are going to Congress constantly. I remember the last time I went to Congress, it was on behalf of people who have been fucked over in the music publishing world or in radio, who have their songs being played day and night, whether you're retired, whether you're an old school singer, rapper, entertainer, or even a jazz musician. They have this thing that they've been going to Congress. It's called Grammys on the Board or Grammys in Congress. And they doing this for years. There's money that's been raised to be able to fly people out, and they go from one room to the next, talking to all these men in Congress, passionately trying to get reform in place. Men and women that are in music that can stop getting fucked over with their publishing, their production, their music. Doesn't matter if you're Jamaican, hip hop, R&B, jazz, blues. If you wrote, even if you're not even alive anymore, they have been doing this for years. Grammys in Congress. And they have been at this for years. Somebody could even Google or go on AI and ask the question, when did the Grammys, which is a non-profit organization, by the way, when did the Grammys start doing work on Congress, and what exactly are their works? So that same exact movement from the Grammys, we should take a page out of their book, start getting into reform, and start getting into putting things in place that could change. Now, here's the thing. What I know about my attorney specifically that I love.
So it was 2008.
2008. So what is it? What is it?
Oh, we lost Ty. His phone probably died.
Yeah, we'll wait a little bit to see if he'll get back on. I think this is going to be a great thing, and we need to start it. We have to start it.
So, and while we waiting to see Tyrese if he comes back on,
do you have his contact?
Yeah, I do.
You have his number?
So, yeah.
We're gonna arrange it. You're gonna fly to Atlanta. So you hold up. You're gonna come to Atlanta early.
I'm gonna go to that.
You're gonna come to Atlanta early, Lionel. We're not playing that same day thing no more. You're gonna get to Atlanta early.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
So look, if you want to learn more of what you heard on this live, we're holding this weekend in Atlanta, October 11th through the 13th. We're holding the credit summit. Dwayne will be educating on all things credit, consumer law, I'll be talking about child support. There's M500s. He's going to be talking. It's a whole.
Yeah.
If you want to participate, if you're going to be in the Atlanta area this weekend, comment the word summit in the chat. You'll get a link. And if you're not in Atlanta, you can comment the word virtual, right?
Yes, virtual, correct.
Comment the word virtual, and a link will be sent to you so you can actually watch the Credit Summit live from wherever you are, whatever state you're in. And my name is Lionel TJ Tillman. We're going to close it on. We're going to try to wait for Tyrese to come back on.
Yeah, we'll give him like maybe 5 minutes and see.
I am the author of How I Stopped Child Support Legally. I represented myself in a 2-year hearing against child support and got my case dismissed for extrinsic fraud after 22 years. I do not advocate for any parent to not take care of their children. I advocate for both fit parents to have joint physical custody, and that we're challenging the child support family law system to ensure that we receive our due process that's guaranteed and backed by the United States Constitution and the 14th Amendment, which guarantees no person shall be deprived of their life, liberty,
and freedom,
or property without due process of law. We have the right to be heard and a right to a fair trial. But it's almost impossible to get a fair trial in a state hearing under state codes where the states are incentivized to find you guilty in the first place. So you need to be at the Credit Summit this weekend, Atlanta, Georgia, 11th through the 13th. If you can't be there physically, comment the word virtual and you will be sent the virtual link.
Yep, you will. So just like
over to Duran.
So just like what TJ said, guys, it's going down in Atlanta. You guys, you can't afford to miss this. This is not one of those summits you want to miss. This is not one of those conferences you want to miss. We have to take a stand. And it's important that we take a stand. It's important that we become educated. We must become the educated consumer. My first book that I wrote, Do for Self, the Educated Consumer's Guide to Repairing Your Own Credit. There's a reason why you have to become the educated consumer. The educated consumer is a dangerous consumer. You will not be taken advantage of by no credit bureaus, no TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, no car dealership, no banks, no debt collector. It's your right to become educated. It is your right. And those of you who give up your rights, you have no rights. If you give your rights up, you have no rights. So at what point are you going to become the educated consumer that's going to take your life back in your own hands? At what point? At what point are you going to say, the time for me to act is now? The time for me to get up off my hands is now. The time for me to be educated is now. The time for me to make a change is now. At what point do we say enough is enough? I'm tired of living with bad credit. I remember when I had bad credit. The car dealership got me for a 2007 Nissan Altima with 75,000 miles, and I was paying $540 a month with an interest rate of 19.9% interest rate, which is criminal because at the time I didn't know that New York had a law called the usury law. And the maximum interest rate for the state of New York is 16%, and I was paying 19%, and I did that for 5 years, all because I did not know.
There it is. Yeah, Ty, you got anything you want to close out with?
I'm gonna close out with God bless Father. We love you so much. In this world, you matter. The reason that we have billions and billions and billions of people in this world is because at some point, mommy and daddy liked each other, love each other, turned into we're engaged, turned into marriage. There is no such thing as there being billions and billions of people if at some point 2 people didn't decide the decision to bring a child in the world.
Yeah.
The only thing we want to do is level the playing field just a little bit and I love you.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Love you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where is he?
Where is she? Come say hi.
That's what I'm talking about.
Safe, and don't put your drinks down anywhere. What's up, man?
That's what I'm talking about. We have to be the voice. We gotta be our brother's keepers. And one of the most important thing is if you think that nobody cares, that's not true. There is someone that cares. There's someone out here that I might not know you. I might not know you. But the fact that you're here on this live simply means there is something going on with you. There's a reason you are here. And whatever that reason is, you desire to become something more than you currently are. Because if all you can do is all you can do, and you think that you've done all that you have done, the reason why you're in the same place that you are right now is because you lack the information and the skills to get to the next level. At a point in time, you have to recognize when you must submit to a teacher, when you must submit to a mentor, when you must submit to someone else to teach you something. You might just need one thing, one piece of information to change your entire life.
Hey, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say to both of y'all. And if the brothers that was on here earlier, the fathers and the brothers that was on here earlier, this is what I'm gonna ask of y'all because I don't know y'all personally. Okay, please don't be another man out here sparking the movement and get caught up doing some illegal shit. Don't take advantage financially of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The people that end up in jail, getting caught for fraud, scams, doing all kind of fucked up shit,
Mm-hmm.
they get caught up is because they start using that gift of the gab and they start doing wrong. Do the right thing with your voice, your stage, and your platform.
Mm-hmm.
I don't lie, I don't steal, I don't fuck over nobody, and I don't take advantage of nobody, which is why I ain't got no hood niggas after me, Crips and Bloods, Mexican SA gang. I ain't got nobody in Hollywood after me. I don't have nobody after me because I don't fuck over nobody. If I end up disrespecting you or making you feel away, then it's likely going to be unbeknownst to me. And if I do make you feel away, then I probably don't like you. And everything at our exchange is I'm not fucking with you and I want you to know it. So therefore, if you're running around speaking bad on my name, you're likely never going to tell anybody what you did to me, what you got caught trying to do, what you tried to steal, how you tried to fuck over me or do any type of harm, any type. So for the people that I got in my life, 25, 30 years, and we still cool. I wasn't as famous as I am now, but I am. Why are you still in my life? Because you ain't never fucked over me. Everything about my life and career has changed over the years. I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm moving up the ladder. It's been challenging at times, but nobody can say that I woke up and I maliciously and purposely lied and fucked over anybody, which is why I don't have no problems. The only time you see me in the headlines is accusations and baby mama drama in the family law court system. I'm allowed to get a speeding ticket if I get caught speeding. But I'm going to ask of y'all, with what you're doing in your seminars, what you're doing with credit and educating people, don't price yourself out the game and don't be out here selling people on shit and you end up being scam artists.
Real
because I can't be associated to anything and anybody. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to give y'all the heads up. I'm a snitch. If I'm ever in a room conversation niggas is trying to say to me, hey man, you know, this is what we was doing in the beginning, but we about to pivot and start fucking over people and taking advantage of people financially. I'm snitching.
Yeah, we don't do bad business.
I don't want no parts of it.
Nope.
So if we plan to do something, and we're going to do something that's special and impactful, I don't want no parts and no fraud, no scams, and no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all can give me a word that y'all don't want, that y'all ain't a part of none of that, then I can say to y'all, we're about to make some real history, and we're about to impact a lot of people and a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely.
Trust is not given, it's earned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm go ahead and initiate the trust factor to say, clean it up if you are involved in some shit, because I don't want no parts of it, but I'm snitching. If I ever see or get wind of anything wrong, I'm snitching. If we can hold hands and go about everything that we're doing and about to do on behalf of impacting lives, with the agenda of shedding light on the injustices, the flaws, and the shortcomings of the family law court system. Golden. And I'll be able to hold y'all hand, and y'all gonna hold my hand. We gonna get it done. That's how a movement is sparked.
Absolutely.
If all about that life, we can rock.
Oh yeah, I'm about that smoke.
Most definitely. I think we can end it on that note. And the reason why, because I want to make sure that you're able to save this live, because I don't want it to cut off and then we can't save it. So I want it's golden. So I think we can end it on that note. And man, Ty, I appreciate you for jumping on.
Most definitely.
I appreciate you for having me. Peace out. Until the next time.
Yeah, most definitely. Thanks for joining us, Tyrese.
Post live, invite me to collaborate, putting this entire live up on my Instagram.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. It's time. It's time. So, guys, have an amazing night. Thank you for joining from your favorite island boy. Y'all know what time it is. Tonight live has been an amazing live. Guys, YouTube, I know you guys only had half of it, so I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to go share this on Instagram. Now, before Instagram do some crazy shit so, you know, let me just not put that in the atmosphere right now. So let me go get this live so you guys can get it. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow from your favorite guy, Darain Delevante. Child support is fraud. Tyrese, Don, and one credit. Yeah, one credit guy. Yo, shout out to all of y'all. It's been an amazing night. Guys, don't forget the Credit Summit. If you guys are not following us, definitely follow us. If you're not, Darain Delevante, all platforms, give us a follow, guys. Social currency goes a far way. Child support is fraud. Child support is fraud. Go over there. Follow my guy. It's a movement. Social currency goes a far way. Nobody's success stops us. Each other. We support each other. We are here for each other. We're here for you. We're here to serve you. We're here to support you. Atlanta, Georgia. Comment the word summit. We'll get those tickets out to you. If you're on YouTube, guys, it is what it is. We're going down. It's winding down. Have an amazing night. See you soon. All right. So let's get it. Yep. Take care of them kids. Take care of them kids. Take care of them kids. All right.